really been looking forward to. I've really been looking forward to this game here, and we are on. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport. We are live as New Zealand will play host to Afghanistan in Chennai for the second day of the T20 World Cup. This is match number 4. Yesterday, we saw some fantastic games where the Netherlands were so close, but still so far, but so close to beating the Pakistanis in the opening game. And then in the second game, we saw the West Indies get a job done over, I think it was Scotland, and they won by 35 runs there. And the third game, what a performance by the USA. You know, if they had have not dropped their catches, if they hadn't have dropped Suryakama Yadav on 15 runs, he ended up going for 84, and they ended up winning by about 29 runs, I think it was. What did they end up winning by? The Indians ended up winning by 29 runs. Suryakama Yadav, who ended up getting 84, gee whiz, if he wasn't dropped on 15, the USA probably would have had the biggest surprise in cricketing history, but nonetheless, India did go on to win that game. Now, today, guys, we have 3 games, which is the first game, Afghanistan versus New Zealand here, which is in Chennai. The second game will be England versus Nepal, and that game is going to be in Mumbai, Wankhede Stadium. And then finally, we'll have Sri Lanka versus Ireland later on tonight. We'll be live for all 3 of these games, and that'll be R. Pramadasa Stadium in Colombo. So 3 big games here. Not the most enthralling in regards to what you would expect to be competitive games, except for this one. This should be a very competitive game. England, Nepal, and Sri Lanka, Ireland shouldn't necessarily be competitive, but if yesterday is anything to go by, all of these games are looking likely that they are going to be highly competitive, because no one gave the Netherlands a chance to even be remotely close, and they were like 2-3 balls away from winning that game. Also a dropped catch, which hurt them. And then also that USA-India game. We all expected India to be at 300 runs and force USA to chase that, but they actually had a chaseable target, and there was actually multiple chances for them to win that game. Obviously, it just didn't happen, but that's just showing that these minnow teams can compete. But these 2 teams here, they're not minnow teams. New Zealand are a caliber just above Afghanistan on a regular level, you would assume, but Afghanistan are not that far away, and I've actually tipped Afghanistan that could be getting an upset here. That's how close this game is. New Zealand on the world rankings are in 4th. Afghanistan are down in 10th, but I do feel like Afghanistan are a really tricky team. The last time these 2 teams played in a World Cup match, I'm pretty certain Afghanistan beat them as well. And this should go down to the wire. It really should go down to the wire. Now, Afghanistan have won the toss and elected to bat, so they want to start it off early and just go whack from the beginning. Their lineup is Ramanullah Gabaz, who is the wicketkeeper, Ibrahim Zadran, then Sadiqullah Atal, Darwish Rasuli, Galbadin Naib, Azmatullah Omazai, Muhammad Nabi, Rashid Khan, who is the captain, Mujib ur Rahman, Ziaur Rahman, and Fasalahak Faruqi. So if you watch the BBL, you would know Muhammad Nabi, you would know Rashid Khan, you'd also know Mujib ur Rahman. I think he was Brisbane Heat a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken there. Long story short, a couple of these guys have played in Australia. But this is a tough team, man. It's not an easy beat. They do know how to win some cricket games. They do know how to win in the T20. They're coming off a T20 series win over the West Indies, where West Indies aren't exactly spectacular, and they're in this same kind of region as Afghanistan on that cricketing scene. But Afghanistan won by 38 runs in the first game. They beat the West Indies by 39 runs in the second game, and the West Indies won the third game by 13 runs. Then they've played each other in a World Cup warm-up match, and Afghanistan won by 23 runs. So pretty evenly matched there, but Afghanistan do have the wood over them. They also played in a World Cup warm-up match against Scotland, where they won by 61 runs there. Now, Scotland will be playing against Italy tomorrow as well. Outside of that, you go back to some Asia Cup T20 games. Now, they lost to Sri Lanka by 6 wickets with 8 balls left. Which is still, relatively close, and Sri Lanka are in the same bracket region as them when it comes to when you're talking about all these teams. They lost to Bangladesh by 8 runs. So again, a close game there. These teams are able to get the job done over them, but I'm just saying they are still a tricky team. Against Hong Kong, they won by 94 runs. Pakistan did him in and by 75 runs, and they beat the UAE by 4 runs. So maybe they're not as well. They beat Pakistan by 18 runs in a one-off T20 tournament. They did. They got 169 for 5, and they beat Pakistan, who got 151 for 9. Afghanistan won by 18 runs. When they played Australia, and that's the ICC Champions Trophy in an ODI. There was a no result there, actually. Australia was actually looking really good, but that was an ODI game. Any other T20 games that I've missed here, really, that need mentioning? When they played Zimbabwe, they won by 3 wickets, 3 balls left. That's way too close for comfort there. They also beat them by 50 runs, and Zimbabwe beat them by 4 wickets with 0 balls left. Wow. They won on the final ball. So they are a quite inconsistent team. They are. Afghanistan are an inconsistent team. Whilst New Zealand, on the other hand, their team line up here today, they've got Finn Allen, Tim Seifert, who is the wicketkeeper. He had a fantastic knock against India in their recent T20 series in game number 4, which they won. Rachin Ravindra, Glenn Phillips, Mark Chapman, Daryl Mitchell, Mitchell Santner, captain, James Neesham, Matt Henry, Lockie Ferguson, and Jacob Duffy. And Daryl Mitchell, coming off the back of an absolutely incredible ODI series, he is the best ODI batter on the ranking system for the ICC. He is the best in the world, so that does show that he can whack the ball around. T20, he should be able to kill it here too. I just think he comes in too late, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he comes in. He comes in as the 5th man, but he is number 6, right? Look, he can absolutely whack this game around. You know, he's got an average of 27.25. It's not the best. Glenn Phillips is 31.41. Glenn Phillips also had a great ODI series against India, which they won. But Glenn Phillips and Daryl Mitchell are the 2 big batters there. Mark Chapman, he's also got 26.40. Also Tim Seifert with the 29.59. Finn Allen with the 26.25. So they do have a good batting lineup here. The interesting thing here with Chennai is that Afghanistan love their spin. They love their spin, and Chennai is going to really work well for that. And that's why they're looking to bat first, get it out of the way, set that target, and then frustrate the living shit out of New Zealand. That's what Afghanistan's plan is here. Now, New Zealand coming into this on the T20s, their warm-up matches, they were against the USA, that's right, and the USA were competitive against them. So New Zealand ended up only winning by 7 runs in that game. They got 208 for 7. USA got 201 for 8. Both teams got through the full 20. So that's a positive sign there for New Zealand. A positive sign for USA, but they only won by the 7 runs there, so a little bit of a concern. And then you go to that India series, and they got whacked off the park. They lost the first one by 48 runs. They lost the second one by 7 wickets with 28 balls left. They lost the third game not by a loss, but by a country mile. It was 8 wickets India won by with 60 balls left. They chased 155 runs in 10 overs on the dot. On the dot, they chased New Zealand's 153 total in 10 overs. And that's why yesterday was such a surprise that India was struggling against the USA. But it did happen, and that's why it's showing that USA might be a competitive team. It might be a competitive team this year, not in regards to winning anything, but they did show a lot of competitiveness. They just need to fix their fielding. At least in T24, New Zealand did beat India by 50 runs, but then India got their get back and won by 46 runs. So that 5-game series wasn't a good sign for New Zealand. The World Cup warm-up match against the USA did show some worrying signs, but at least USA have backed that up. If you go back to their previous T20s before India, they had a 5-game T20 series against the West Indies. They lost the first game to the West Indies by 7 runs, which is not great. Then they beat the West Indies by 3 runs. This is a very close series here. New Zealand then won by 9 runs in the third game. Very close series. Wow, it was a no result for game 4. And then New Zealand won by 8 wickets with 26 balls left in game 5. So they won game 5 very cleanly. But game 1, game 2, and game 3, New Zealand were actually super, super close in those games with the West Indies. And as we've seen, Afghanistan have been beating the West Indies pretty well and pretty sweetly. But you know, that's an interesting 5-game T20 series there in the West Indies before they had an ODI series against him. And I think they also played some tests against him in their summer series. And we go before that to the England games, where there was 2 no results, because guess what? It was in England, so no surprise. There's a little bit of rain around, lads. No surprises, England does have rain. I don't know if they've ever not had rain. We've discussed this many times. We'll talk about it plenty in the England versus Nepal game, but yes, no, plenty of rain about in the old England. So 2 no results there, but the other game they lost by 65 runs. They lost by a whopping 65 damn well runs there. So there is that good old chance. There is that good old chance of them falling away. Hold on, what's happening here? Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Don't you worry. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Payne Haas stuff in these streams today, I'm sure. You also go back to a T20 series against Australia, and Australia did beat them by 6 wickets with 21 balls left. This was back in October of last year. There was a no result, and then there was a Australia win by 3 wickets with 12 balls left. So this team is quite inconsistent. They are inconsistent. Both these teams are inconsistent here, but I just fancy an upset. We've been seeing so many close to upsets yesterday. that I'm feeling like it's just on the cards, eh? I'm feeling like there's going to be a big upset either today or tomorrow. I don't think the Canadians beat South Africa tomorrow for a big upset, but what if it isn't this game? If there isn't an upset this game, I can't see Nepal doing over England. It would be the funniest thing ever. Nepal, you have the chance to do the funniest thing by winning that game, as do West Ham with Man United, by the way. But I can't. If it's not Afghanistan to beat New Zealand, I don't see Nepal beating England. I also don't see Ireland beating Sri Lanka, but they'll make it tough for them. Scotland, Italy, there's no upset result there. Zimbabwe, Oman, there's no upset really result. I can't see South Africa getting done by Canada. Netherlands should beat Namibia based on what we saw. UAE versus New Zealand, there's no way UAE beat them there. USA versus Pakistan could be the first upset. If USA actually fix their fielding, they have a really good chance. But then again, how's their injuries going? Ali Khan got injured last night. Netravalka is just injured with his arm. Like, not that he's actually injured, but his bowling was so atrocious yesterday that he gave up 60 runs in 4 overs and ultimately lost them the game in a lot of ways. You know, if USA have the bowlers there that aren't injured and they perform to the same level as they did last night, I could absolutely see them win that game against the Pakistanis. Afghanistan versus South Africa will be interesting. I want to see how Afghanistan play here today. Where's that game going to be? That game will be in Ahmedabad at Narendra Modi Stadium. And then we've got Australia versus Ireland. Look, if Australia lose to Ireland, I'm not watching the rest of the T20 World Cup. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I just had to sit through 3 games of the Pakistan series with B Team Australia, making me feel like absolute shit. I'm not going to sit and watch the World Cup if Australia lose to Ireland. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And if Cooper Connolly sees that field and he gets out for less than 10 runs, I'm going to flip. I'm going to grab this computer and I'm going to flip it. I'm going to absolutely just flip it. Smith, I'm looking at you here, Mr. Perth. And then England, West Indies. Look, West Indies are a chance, but I'd still back in England there. But all right, guys, I'm going to tip the upset here today. I want the Kiwis to win. You know, Kiwis are our brothers. I'm always going to back in New Zealand. Also, don't appreciate that Afghanistan don't have a women's league. I feel like that's, something that Australia refused to play Afghanistan in cricket because of this. They refused to have bilateral series against them on the basis that they don't allow women to play cricket. They don't allow women to play sport. That's obviously their thing, but we also are entitled and allowed to have an opinion based off of that. So, yeah, look, I do think Afghanistan have a chance here at sneaking an upset. I would love to see the Kiwis win because they're our Kiwi brothers. They've got plenty of batters here. Final and Tim Seifert. Rachin Ravindra needs to have a better series here. Rachin Ravindra, he was really poor against India. Glenn Phillips is great. Chapman's great. Daryl Mitchell's great. Just think he comes in too low, man. I really do. You know, you're seeing Alan Seifert, Ravindra, Phillips, Chapman, and Mitchell before, and Chapman before you see Mitchell, and then you see Tommy Satner and whatnot. But I think Mitchell should be a little bit higher up the order. We were talking about that in a previous series, in one of those T20 World Cup games with India and New Zealand, I think it was. But anyway, the game is about to start here, guys. So do me a favour, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, jump into the comment section, get around it. We've got a big day of cricket ahead of us. We've got all 3 games we're going to be streaming. Like I said, this game Afghanistan, New Zealand, next game England versus Nepal, and then we will have another one of Sri Lanka versus Ireland. And I tell you what, England fans, you better hope you win, son. Otherwise, Jacko, tatted, Chris Hendry. Oh my gosh, you get slap. Oh my gosh, I've already seen there's a lot of Nepalese who are voting on that poll, so there's going to be quite a few Nepalese in that stream too, so get ready for that. Lagan says, the Payne Haas move is probably the most shocking move since Sonny Bill Williams to the Roosters. This is more shocking than that. Now, obviously, without the controversy part, but just purely in terms of shock factor, it's up there. I'm going to put a video out about it. I'm going to be so tired, but after I finish these 3 streams tonight, I'm actually going to film a video about that and put that out at like 8 a.m. your time. Tomorrow morning because it's so big, but I don't have the time to do it today because we've got about 10 and a half hours, 11 hours of streaming. So I'm going to smash out that video later on tonight. I'm not going to get to bed until like 3 a.m. or so. But I have to do that because it's such a big move, bro. It is so massive. It is just so wild and it's just so exciting for the Rabbitohs in 2026. And what does that mean for the Broncos as well? They're going to have a bucket load of cash, but, where are they going to be placed going forward? So, yeah, really interesting stuff there. But I'm going to break that down a lot more in a video that comes out tomorrow morning. The Haas news is true, Ben. Yeah, no, the Rabbitohs and the Broncos both announced it. Jiminy Cricket, we're here. Night Eyes, get around your son. Nate Dog says, what do you think about the Haas and the Rabbits? Yeah, crazy stuff. Like I said, I'll put a video out about it tomorrow morning because we've got a lot of cricket to talk about today, but I wish I could have put that video out today. I just don't have the time to do it, bro. I don't. Ben says, Nat, I'm always good at guessing these. Are you a Broncos fan? What? What? All he said was, "What do you think about Haas and the Rabbits? How does that make him?" He could be a Broncos fan, but such a random shout. Anyway, Ramanullah Garbaz is going to be opening here for the Afghanis. Give me your predictions. What do you think Afghanistan do set as a total here? This is looking like a pretty green wicket, to be honest with you. It's looking very different. It's looking quite green, so this is going to be interesting how this does pan out. Jacko says you'll end up only doing 20 streams instead of 60 with this rain. Well, I don't think there's much rain around, Jacko. I had a comment from a Sri Lankan on my prediction stream that I did on Friday, and I was saying like, oh, I think that I think that Pakistan versus Netherlands could rain out on Saturday, but it didn't. Hold on one second. Let me go have a look at the weather. It didn't rain out yesterday. It didn't wash out. And it's only cloudy now on Sunday, but it's not meant to rain today or tomorrow or Tuesday or Wednesday. It's meant to maybe storm on Thursday and Friday. But overall, I don't think there's actually going to be much rain. And I asked ChatGPT, and it said this isn't a usual time for a lot of rain in Sri Lanka. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think, even though a couple of the warm-up games got washed out. And also we had the England versus Sri Lanka T20 series previously, and ODI series that got impacted by a little bit of rain. But overall, I don't actually think it's going to be as bad as we originally thought. Okay, first ball coming up here. Henry bowls, and it is going to be a single to start off. Ibrahim says 131. I think if they want to beat New Zealand, they have to be aiming for that 150, 160. I don't think you need to be looking at 200, but I think that 150, 160 will make this a very competitive game on this green wicket. Jacko says, Nanvid Dhaliwal, best Canadian by far, 41 runs against Nepal. What are you talking about, Jacko? What are you on about now? Good morning, Tatter. Get around you, son. Smith says, let's go to Kiwis. Ben says, so the Haas news is true, yes. Jacko says, Cooper Connolly doesn't get in the Namibia 11. Yeah, but to get in the England team, he'd be opener, that's for sure. So Ibrahim is on strike for the second ball here from Henry. And, oh, dude, that was a really rough shot. Luckily, it doesn't go back onto the stumps there. It'll be a dot ball. Dot ball. Oh, it's the Walsh profile picture. Well, then you're not guessing it. You're just looking at his profile there, well, picture. I can't see. It's too small for me to have a look at there, really. But I want everyone here to give me a prediction on what Afghanistan get. I'm going to predict they get 162. Which I guess is just one. That means they beat India last night against USA because India got 161. By the way, for the people who weren't here, thank you, Jay. I'll update the scorecard after this next bowl. For the people who didn't watch it, did you see how good that USA-India game was last night? Wow, there was a shock on the cards, man. USA should have won if they caught Surya Yadav on 15 like they should have. And Jacko, this is a legitimate if because it was a sitter. Like, well, it wasn't a... Yeah, it should have been caught. No, I'll go and say it's a sitter. It should have been caught. So if he gets caught there on 15, he ended up going for 84. They only ended up winning by 29 runs. And they were already down by like 6 wickets at that time, 6-7 wickets at that time. So I think this is a legitimate if shout here, Jacko. I think this is a legitimate if. It's one of the biggest ifs that he ever did if. But, oh, that's up in the air, but that's going to be shot over the top because this is the power play, so there's not going to be anyone there. Maybe 2 runs? Yeah, it will be 2 runs there for Grabaz. That was 2 runs there. Okay, let me just update the scorecard so that you can see the runs being put on the board, baby. If USA won, I would have lost it. Tattered, it was incredible, mate. It was incredible. They had some good bowling, man. Unfortunately, Netravalka was absolutely useless. Gave up like 64 runs in 4 overs with no wickets. But Ali Khan was spectacular. If they probably win if Ali Khan doesn't get injured. Because, oh, that's a big shot. That's a massive shot from Gabardas. And that's going to go for, oh, I thought it was going to go for a 4. But good fielding from Santner. We'll keep him just to the single there. That was a good hit there. Yeah, the Afghanis going crazy here. India nearly lost their B team. It was crazy. Jeez, he's got a good connection on that. It just kind of sat down. Just didn't have enough power, but a really good connection there. Should have been at 6. Should have been. So 4 for nothing here through the first 4 balls from New Zealand. So busy watching Cole Palmer getting a first half hat trick to see India versus USA. India? Oh, US India. That will be a dot ball. And there'll be 6 runs for nothing. I was watching the start of it in the airport. It looked a good game. It was a great game. It was fantastic because India obviously were batting first and we were expecting India to go and get 300 runs and just smack the living shit out of the USA, but we saw a wicket in the first couple of... Oh, we saw a golden duck for Abhishek Sharma. He got out for a 0. He got literally first ball, golden duck, went gone. And that's what Abhishek Sharma does. He either goes for dead set, like 100 runs, or he goes for a duck. That's just what he's been doing recently. Slappers is 147, Night Ice is 151. So I'm going the highest score here. I've got 162. Gee whiz, look at me. Look at me. Duffy will come in for a bowl now. Ibrahim will be on strike. Yeah, 131, Ibrahim says. Night Ice is 151. Slappers is 147. Oh, did I update the scorecard for... Yeah, I did. Okay, sweet. Yeah, Jay doing his job. First time for everything, eh, Ben? First time for everything. That'll be a dot ball. Indian, that's the B team. Afternoon, Shauna. But no, it was really good, and they just showed a lot of fight. I think that mentally, that was a successful win for India, and I think that overall, that gave a lot of confidence to teams like Australia, South Africa, Pakistan, but they shouldn't be having too much confidence from another game. They should be focusing on themselves right now after nearly losing to the Netherlands, which I would argue is worse. That will show a lot of confidence for South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, and the likes to go in and do in India, because they were such heavy, confident favourites going into this tournament, and that was a real shock. But it also could work on the other hand, and India can wake up and not take teams too easy, and complacency won't seep in, and that was a good wake-up call for them last night as well. So I get 2 runs there. 2 easy runs. It's about 30 degrees right now, so it's hot, but it's not as hot as it's going to get over this next month. It'll start to get hotter. Last year, in exactly 1 month time, I was in India, and there was never a day under 38 degrees. Oh, that's going to be snuck in behind for a single, but that was a risky shot with 2 men at the back there. Do you reckon Nepal give you a crack here today, English lads? Do you reckon the Nepalese give you a little bit of a shock to the system? Bad throw, yeah, horrible throw. So I'm watching this on Prime, by the way. My boy Hainsey hooked me up because I wasn't able to. I've done already a 30-day free trial, and I was trying to purchase the membership, but I'm in Vietnam, so I have to use a VPN, and for some reason it kept just not allowing me to purchase the Amazon Prime. So luckily, my boy Hainsey came through, and he's hooked me up for the month here with Prime. Oh, Duckett's not playing, tattered. Oh, England might actually win now. Oh my goodness me. Oh, you kidding? Your boy Hot Dog. Shut up, Jay. Shut up, man. Leave him alone. He's coming clutch here for us for this. Because otherwise, like last night, we had a couple of problems with the actual stream of the game where I had to keep switching around. And I love dark humor. Like, I do enjoy a bit of dark humor, and I find it funny, but the intention's different. It's done for a comical purpose. It's comedy deliberately. Last night, when I was looking at an illegal stream, on like Crick stream or whatever, there's a chat there, and it was just India and Pakistan, and it was just vile, bro. Like, and the intention isn't funny. The intention is to actually hurt the opposition, and it was really distracting, and I don't like that kind of stuff. So I just needed to get the Prime to be able to watch it, and I wanted to do it the right way as well. I always want to do it the right way. But yeah, again, I love dark humor. I think it's really funny compared to a lot of other people, but that was just too much in regards to some of the things that were being said in that chat. He's Hot Dog started business. Get a group, Jay. Yeah, get a group. So 9 for nothing here through 1.5 overs. And that's going to be a single. You're up actually super early today, Jay. 1:40 p.m. your time. Oh my goodness me. Look at you go. You're up about 5 hours early. 2 overs down. 10 runs for the Afghanis. If they can get to 40, no, they're not going to get to 40. If they get to 40 runs in this power play, that'd be massive. 30 runs would probably be par, I'd say. Capital city, Kabul. Region, Asia. 49.5 million population, Afghanistan. Languages, Afghan, Persian, Dari, Pashto, and Uzbeki. Oh, they speak Uzbeki. Oh, ICC T20I ranking. It said that Afghanistan are ranked 10th. That's not true. Pakistan are ranked 6th. Well, they've just come through and said that Afghanistan is ranked number 6 on the T20 ICC. No, they're not. They're ranked 10. Oh, Harrison's turned up. God help us. Here we go. England, Nepal later on. Harrison, have you got a bet on? Have you had a little dabble? Have you had a little dabble? Because the English are going to really beg that you haven't bet on England, but we, Australians, and everybody else are going to beg that you have put a bet on England because we know you're going to lose. We can lose to Nepal today. I'll be drunk by then, I hope. I don't think you lose to Nepal, bro. They do have some cheeky little players like Sandeep Lanashan and whatnot, but surely you don't win that. Surely they don't win that. You'd be trolled into oblivion. You'd be trolled into oblivion, son. No, Harry Brooks should whack him around. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, Shay. Yeah, wow, he's a completely different stance to last year here, Ibrahim. That'll be a dot ball, 11 for nothing. Voldemort is here. This is the man you've got to worry when it comes to the old cricket. 6 a.m, I'll hopefully wake up to a Brook 50. What time is it for you guys? It's 6 a.m. now? What time is it? England time. It is currently 5:41 in the morning. What do you mean wake up? Are you going to sleep now? What do you mean wake up? You should just have woken up. Next bowl here from Henry. Oh, that's a good slap. Oh, but no, it's going to be a misfield, which will be a single there. Finn Allen with the misfield. They'll get a single. Jacko says Joss Butler's going to ramp the Nepal bowlers every delivery and make 250 on his own bat. You know what, Jacko? I do credit you with a really good call against Sri Lanka. I don't know if you remember it, but you said that Will Jacks is going to go take like 8 wickets in a spell or whatever. Obviously, he wasn't going to ever take 8 wickets, but he had an unbelievable game, mate. In that game 3 against Sri Lanka, wowee. You know, I was really impressed by Will Jacks in that game. I think he ended up getting 4 wickets, and he just turned the game on its head. Sri Lanka would have won that game without Will Jacks. Big swing, big miss. Is that going to be a wide, though? No. Wow, they're not going to call that a wide? Looks pretty close. Ibrahim says, going to put the house in Nepal if Harrison shows up on the England stream. Harrison has just said that he's going to wake up to a Brook 50. It's currently 6 a.m, so I was assuming that he already woke up, but I think he's about to go to sleep. Matt Henry, strong record in the first 6 overs, ability to seam the ball both ways. They've got like a Google Doc on every player here that you can go and check out to see how these players go. Next bowl. Oh, big swing straight up in the air though. Straight up in the air. And 3 players there and they all make a mistake and they're going to get 2 runs out of it. Why did the keeper not take that? Why was the keeper not going for that? I know that was a tough catch. It was tough. Like, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. But why did the keeper not make sure, and Tim Seifert, make sure that he was the guy? So Daryl Mitchell, he was out the back. Tim Seifert must have been a little bit too far behind. That was really bad, Night Eyes. I don't know if it's a guaranteed catch, but... Yeah, no, Tim Seifert should have been the one to go for that. I don't know why you're laughing there. Daryl Mitchell's not even close. You can't blame Daryl Mitchell. Yeah, that wasn't fantastic. That was Finn Allen and Tim Seifert, and Allen makes the mistake again. There's another probable misfield there. Yeah, call out. Harrison's going to save the bet for the Super Bowl. Any tips include? I'm clueless, but I'm itching to throw money at it. That's a very Harrison thing to say. Doesn't know anything about what he's about to bet on, but he's just asking for people to give him advice on what to bet on. He probably should have asked us that before he bet on Justin Bieber to damn well win a boxing fight and Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. I think Seattle win, though, mate. I do. I think Seattle win. With that being said, Patriots have defied expectations all year long. Ben says, I'm tempted to block Harrison, but at the same time, I just want to see him get humiliated. No, Harrison's good value, mate. This is all banter and a little bit of a laugh. If we didn't like Harrison, we would have hidden him from the channel. No, we just take the piss out of him. And he takes it with good. He takes it in good stride, for the most part. Actually, streams he got a little bit leery at times, but no, he's all right. Lagan says, if you're clueless, Harrison, then don't bet on it. But I guess join the Seahawks hype train. I do think the Seahawks win, though. Yeah, bet on the Jaguars, Harrison. That's a great bet from Jacko. Oh, that would have been a massive wide had he left that, but sure. Dot ball. New Zealand fielding so far has been woeful. Yeah, it's very reminiscent of what we saw from the USA last night. But if you actually look at the recent history of New Zealand fielding, they were pretty bad in regards to the fielding against India in the ODI series. Yes, they won it, but they could have actually won that series 3-0 if not for fielding in the first game. In the T20 series, they weren't great fielding. And here, they've already started out with some pretty poor fielding. So that is their biggest detriment as we currently speak. Duffy, next bowl. And they don't know where the ball is. It'll be dot ball. I just want to bet on the closest quarterback, to be honest. Which one has more TikTok? The coldest quarterback, to be honest. Which one has more TikTok edits? Oh, it'll be Drake May. It'll be Drake May for the Patriots. There's been an absolute circle jerk of Drake May this year. So if you're talking about the coldest TikTok edits, which is a really baffling thing for me to see in this comment section, but it would be Drake May. He would have the most edits. So Duffy, next bowl. Ooh, swing and a miss. New Zealand's bowling here has been really strong. 4.29 on the run rate through 3.3. Maybe they are looking more sort of 130, 120. Maybe. Potato Dragon says, fielding can mess teams up. It cost Netherlands and USA upset wins. Mate, spot on. Netherlands would have won if not for that drop late. And the USA had like 4 drops. One of them being Suryakama Yadav on 15, who ended up going for 84. And they lost by 29. 100%. They take that catch, they win that game. USA win that game with that catch of Suryakama Yadav. It has cost these minnow teams, these massive upsets. And that'll be a wide. That will be a wide. Harrison betting on Aura Farmers. It's because Harrison's a muppet. Lager says Drake, 86 yards May. What a player. What a player. Ibrahim just needs to actually use the strike a bit more here. 4 for 8. 4 runs off 8 balls. It's not spectacular. Definitely not spectacular. Next bowl from Duffy. Good smack. Good fielding this time. Good fielding to stop that one going through for 4. Netherlands and USA would have won if they could hang on to those catches. Yeah, literally what I just said. Yeah, literally what I just said, man. No, you're right. The USA 100% would have won that game if they caught Yadav on the 15. That would have been the biggest upset in cricket history last night. It would have been. And USA was still successful, in my opinion, and they did a job in regards to hurting the favourites of the competition, because now Australia will fancy themselves, now New Zealand will fancy themselves, now South Africa, oh, that's a ramper, that's a slapper ramper, cost us for a 6. Gabaz sends it packing, 4 to 6. That is a big shot there, nice ramp, out the back, boom, boom. Who's the other quarterback needs to go compare edits for? Who's the other quarterback need to go compare edits for a huge bet? You've got Sam Darnold for the Seattle Seahawks, and you've got Drake May for the New England Patriots. Jacko says, bro, trying to sneak Australian that are fancy themselves. Oh, Jacko. Do you want to start this off now, do you? You want to start this off, do you? By the way, we are more of a favourite than England to win this World Cup. Just want to throw that out there. Just want to put that little fishing line out there. But then again, you're used to that, aren't you? Oh, that's a beautiful shot. And they'll go for a 4 from Godbars. He's opening up now. Gets to 20 runs very quickly. You know, this is what we have to do here, lads. We're just trying to enjoy some cricket. Just a very, innocent man here, just enjoying a game of, the ball being hit by the bat by Afghanistan. And we just get really mean English people come and insult Australia. I'm like, I don't know what we did to deserve it. I don't know what we did to deserve it. Maybe it was because we bent the living shit out of England in the Ashes and they're still upset about it. I think that might be the case, but I would never say something like that. I would never do that. I would never refer to the fact that we always beat England when it comes to pretty much everything, but I would never do that. No, we're a very nice person here on the channel, very compassionate, very sympathetic, and we're just trying to watch some cricket here without being too mean, unlike these Lord Voldemort-esque mutter-bishes. Vargas says, don't hold back, Blaze. Smack him. No, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about the fact that we just absolutely slapped and humiliated them in the Ashes, and they took a really awful Melbourne wicket just to win one game. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. I don't want to talk about the fact that Australia in cricket is the daddy of England. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be mean. But I tell you what, Afghanistan's being mean to the Kiwis right now. They are opening up another boundary here for Ibrahim. And they've gone and hit a 6, a 4, and now another 4. I'm just such a respectful person, Ibrahim. I'm just so... I care for Jacko's feelings and for Carl's feelings and for Tadded and no, not for Chris Hendry, but... No, not for Chris Hendry, but... I care for their feelings, so I don't want to remind them that Australia has won the last 10 years' worth of Ashes in a row. Yeah. Don't want to do that. Next bowl from Henry. Oh, my goodness me. That's going to go up in the air. That could be out. No, it's going to drop in just before the field around the boundary, which is Ravindra, and they'll get 2 runs out of it. Jack says, I'll give you credit for Test and ODI teams. Oh, thank you, Jacko. That your credit means the world to me, mate. That means the world. I'm going to go to the bank with it, actually. Yeah. I'm going to go to the bank with that one. That's really gracious of you there. T20s. When it comes to trophies, who has won the most T20 World Cups? Hold on one second here. I just want to men's T20 World Cup. What's the results here? He would have been run out there. He would have been run out if that hits the stumps. But it's going to be another. It's going to be a single there. Let me just go have a look. So they're thinking about a review here, Kiwis. They're going to review this. The Kiwis are going to review this for a potential wicket. So let's just go have a look. So 2007, India beat Pakistan. Pakistan then beat Sri Lanka. And that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I can. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let's just see if this is Nick. No, I don't think that touches the bat. I think it's out. I don't think that touches the bat. I don't know if this touches the bat. I think this is going to be out. Yeah, it's clear gap. I think this is going to be out here, lads. Doesn't go on longer than that, Jacko. But I am looking at 2021. I do see an Australian win. That's all I care about. Yeah. Well, it's going to be tied 2-2 at the end of this tournament anyway. So run rate 7.38. Doesn't hit the bat. Now let's just see this ball tracker. Enough on the Ashes now. It's not really important. No, it's always important, Harrison. Always important. You don't think it's out? Well, I'm still waiting to see the ball tracker. Why, you think it's too high? Because he doesn't get any bat on it. Why are we still not looking at the ball tracker here? We're still just looking at players. I think the West Indies had the most. Taylor says I think it's out. I think it's out too. But I don't know why we're still just looking at players right now. The West Indies have only won one. No, it's England and India with 2. Australia with 1. Pakistan with 1. West Indies with 1. Sri Lanka with 1. Oh yeah, ball tracking finally coming up. Why is it Pakistan review, by the way? Oh, that might be too high, actually. Yeah, no, that is too high. That is too high. Good call, Potato Dragon. That is a good call. This much above the stumps there, and there'll be a lost review for the Kiwis. So no, T20 World Cup history. India won in 2007. Pakistan won in 2009. England won in 2010. West Indies won in 2012. Sri Lanka won in 2014. West Indies have won twice, sorry. West Indies won in 2016. Australia 2021. England 2022. And then India 2024. So England, West Indies, and India have got 2. Australia and Sri Lanka and Pakistan with 1. And that's it. But what that tells me is that England are of the same equivalent of the West Indies. And that's what I'll take from that, Jacko. I'll say that you're in the same bracket as the West Indies. As a general, just overall cricket nation is what I'll say. Over the top of the bowler there is going to be a dot ball, but gee whiz, that was scary. That was scary. 7.07 on the run rate. Oh, dearie me. That would have gone. Got the hairbrow happening again. Oh my gosh, does it keep happening? Oh my goodness me. Thank you for letting me know, Jay. Thank you for letting me know. The old hairbrow. It happens. It gets you going. Maybe I was just trying to do a trend. I was trying to get a trendy hairstyle, but he's trying to get a trendy big shot over the top there, but it'll only be 2 runs. Paul says, let's go with the upset here, Afghanistan. Paul, I've got a gripe with you. I have got a gripe with you. Last night, you dropped a comment saying it's almost 4 a.m. here on the India vs USA game. You dropped a comment saying that it's almost 4 a.m., but when we looked at the time in New South Wales, it was like 3:15. So you can't say 45, 50 minutes is almost 4 a.m., right? But that's the only one that would have made sense, because I thought maybe New Zealand, but I was like, oh no, that's in front of 4 a.m. kind of deal. Are you New South Wales, Paul? Because it was 3:26 a.m. No, it was like 3:15 a.m. Chat, you can confirm for me. We'll talk about this. You're in New South Wales, right, Paul? I'm in Melbourne. Well, it's the same time as New South Wales. Paul, no, it wasn't. Your clock's wrong. It was like 3:15 a.m. and we were like, you can't say that it's almost 4 a.m. at like 3:15 in the morning. Yeah, it's the same thing. And also, I'd still debate 3:26 a.m. being almost 4 a.m. I would also debate that being almost 4 a.m. at 3:26. Daniel says Paul exaggerating. Yeah, he was trying to make it feel like it was later than it actually was. But we had a long conversation about this, Paul. I was dead tired. Being tired means I make mistakes. No, we're grateful that you admit your mistake there, because we had a good 20-minute conversation about you. We were like, this is bullshit. He's just dropped a comment saying he's going at almost 4 a.m. We don't know where he's from. Didn't make sense, the almost. We had like 20 minutes. You were the star of the show. Oh, and that's a star of the show shot there from Ibrahim straight to the fielder for a wicket. Ibrahim is gone. He's been caught and it's 35 for 1. Lockie Ferguson, he'll be happy with that wicket. First ball of the World Cup for him, and he brings in a wicket. 35 for 1. Ibrahim is gone. I know Ibrahim did get a big shot away for a 4. Outside of that, he's been pretty wasteful here at the crease. He was 4 for 8 at one point. He's going to go for 10 for 12. He's been pretty wasteful at the crease of mine. He's been pretty wasteful at the crease. But Ibrahim Zaran, gone for 10, caught by Glenn Phillips. If the ball goes to Glenn Phillips, you know he's catching it. He is an unbelievable fielder. He nearly took an absolute screamer against India in that T20 series, and he picks up this easy one here with Lockie Ferguson picking up the wicket. Run rate of 6.77. Daniel says, New Zealand got this in the bag. I don't know, man. This is going to be tricky. Afghanistan are a sneaky team, bro. I'm telling you. Don't think it's an easy walkover. Can someone tell me what the odds are, though? What are the odds for this game? What are the odds for this game? So New Zealand's best tournament was as runners-up in 2021 to Australia. South Africa was runners-up in 2024, which was to India. I think they choked that too, didn't they? I think they choked that. And then you've got the Afghanis who their biggest was the semi-finals in 2024. It's their most recent tournament. They actually gave a good crack. Bangladesh, Ireland, USA, Netherlands, Scotland, Zimbabwe, Namibia. Bangladesh, Ireland, USA Super 8s is the first they've got. But USA have only played in one tournament. So to get to the Super 8 in one tournament is pretty good. And then the Netherlands, Scotland, Zimbabwe, and Namibia all playing 3 or 6 with Super 10s and Super 12s. And Oman, Hong Kong, Nepal, Papua New Guinea, UAE, Canada, Kenya, and Uganda all first round. And this is Italy's first tournament. Daniel says, Afghanistan is tricky for sure, but India, Oz will beat them. Well, yeah, but you're talking about two of the best teams in the world. Like, we're talking about two of the best teams in the world there. And also, Afghanistan have given Australia a good crack before. They have. I stayed up for the Australia-New Zealand match on a Sunday. I was knackered when I went to school on Monday. Yeah, well, in Australia, these T20 World Cup games are a brutal time slot. Where is the next T20 World Cup? I know we have the ODI World Cup that's in South Africa next year. Where is the next T20 World Cup? 2026 T20 World Cup. No, I want 2020. Do they have the next one? Is it in 2028 or 2029 or something? Here we go. 220. I will be hosted in Australia and New Zealand. Australia and New Zealand will receive the T20 World Cup in 2028. I text too quick. I think New Zealand has form to beat all the others. You think New Zealand has form? On basis of what? The New Zealand has form. They're coming off an absolutely horrific series against India. They lost 4-1 and got absolutely smashed in 4 out of those 5 games. They won well by 50 runs in the 4th game, but that was when the series was already done. They lost 3-0. The way New Zealand played India was the same way as England played Australia in the Ashes. Would you say that was a form success of England to win that one game in game 4? Again, I don't want to shit on New Zealand too much. He had a good shot there, but good fielding, and should be 3 runs here. It will be 3 runs for Galvardin. India are next level this year, but they struggled to beat USA last night. Do you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't say New Zealand have form by any stretch of the imagination. Could they go and do something deep? Sure, they don't have track record when it comes to World Cups and winning trophies. They are in fourth behind England, Australia, and India. And they're coming off that 4-1 series loss to India, who last night struggled to beat the USA, who also, mind you, the USA only lost by 7 runs in a World Cup warm-up match to New Zealand. And I wouldn't say New Zealand's form in T20s are great, but I would say form in ODI is spectacular and whatnot. But T20, I would disagree. That's going to be a single. Like, what are you basing your form comment on? What's your form-based comment? What are you basing that on? That'd be a single there for Gulbaden. No, sorry, for Gulbaz. 7.09 the run rate. I know you're not shitting on New Zealand. You're valid points, but New Zealand had a wild bowling attack against India. What do you mean a while? America almost had them. They did. This is a kind of good start for both teams here in a lot of ways. That's going to be shot out for a single for Gulbaden. This surface is really weird right now. I'm just trying to figure out kind of what kind of batting pitch we're looking at here. It is shaping up to be a 130, 140 odd area. New Zealand a weakened bowling attack, sure, but I just don't know where you're getting the comment of form. If you have the belief in their potential and what they can do, sure, but form is not the right word to be using. Form is not with New Zealand. Oh, that's a 4. That's a 4 from Gabaz, who gets to 27. That's a really nice shot. Oh, here we go with Jacko's nonsense. The real dark horses of Australia, that middle order of Cooper Connolly, Mitchell Owen and Renshaw are really firing in all cylinders. Hey, Jack, I want you to do me a favour. I don't know if you're watching on a computer or a phone, but if you're watching on a phone, I need to get that phone and I need to put it in a microwave and turn it on. If you're watching on a computer, I need you to get it. If you live in a balcony, throw it off. If you don't live in a balcony, you have a pool, put it in the pool. If you don't have a pool, well, then that tells me everything I need to know. And just smash it. The surface suits Afghani's bowling attack. I agree, Shatish. I agree, but it's still but that's a good bowl. That's a brilliant bowl from Lockie Ferguson. And that's 2 wickets. That's 2 wickets, and that's a huge wicket there of Gurbaz, who was on 27 from 22. He has bowled him. Wow, that had a lot of turn in that. A lot of turn. Plus, New Zealand New Zealand batsmen have been in India for a good amount of time. Key batting has been in form. Darryl Mitchell has been in form in ODIs for sure, but also what were they doing? Let's go have a look at their T20 series to look at their batting. So this is what we're talking about. So let's go have a look at New Zealand cricket. Let's go see these guys that you're referring to, because Ravindra hasn't been good at all in regards to the batting, if that's who you're referring to. But okay, so ODI 1. No, not ODI. Gee whiz. A very good ODI. I wouldn't criticise their ODI form. Their ODI form is fantastic. So in T21 batting wise, Conway Duck, Tim Robinson 21, Ravindra 1, Glenn Phillips 78 was good, Mark Chapman 39, Darryl Mitchell 28, Mitchell Santner 20, Chris Clark 0, Kyle Jamison 1. So Glenn Phillips very good, Chapman pretty good, Darryl Mitchell pretty good. And then we go to T22. I think you are overrating this, but I also can see your hot potential for them. And then we go to T22. Devon Conway 19. He's out of form. Tim Seifert 24. Rushin Ravindra 44. That was good. His best one. Not good from Phillips 19. Not good from Mitchell 18. Mark Chapman 10. Mitchell Santner got 47 though. So that's good. So a couple of goods and a couple of okays and some really poors as well. And then we go to T23. Devon Conway again 1, not good. Tim Seifert 12, not good. Ravindra 4, not good. Glenn Phillips back again 48, good. Mark Chapman 32, good. Darryl Mitchell 14, not good. Mitchell Santner 27. So again, a couple of goods and a couple of bads. And those are the 3 games that they did lose. They need more than just a couple of goods and a couple of bads to win their games against the big dogs. That'll be a single here for Afghanistan for Gulbaden. And we go to T24, the one they won. Now, you saw a great effort from Tim Seifert 62. Devon Conway at least got a good 44. Ravindra 2, not good. Glenn Phillips 24, okay. Mark Chapman 9, not good. Darryl Mitchell 39, pretty good. Very good, I would say. Mitchell Santner 11, not great. And then in T25, we Saw Tim Seif at 5, not good. Finn Allen, fantastic on 80. They did lose this game by 46 runs and they got an 80. That's unbelievable. Ravindra, 30, good. Glenn Phillips, 7, not good. Darryl Mitchell, 26, good. Mitchell Santner, 0, not good. Bevan Jacobs, 7. So, look, up and down. Up and down. Form, I wouldn't necessarily say is the word you would use at all. I would disagree with the word form. So I will still stand by the disagreement on that word. But I definitely can see upside to the players that you're talking about here. However, Afghanistan's bowling attack is going to be strong here in Chennai. They are a very, very tricky team. I do not think that New Zealand are going to be able to win this tournament, but they can go far, but I don't think they're going to be able to win this tournament, no. Potato Dragon said, I'm on a laptop with no balcony and pool. Yeah, but you don't have to break it. You're not Jacko. Jacko says, why would I have a pool other than Bournemouth? Yeah, you do have a beautiful beach there in Bournemouth, to be fair. Yeah, no, beautiful. Absolutely stunning. It's like Gold Coast-esque, really. I thought New Zealand haven't looked as good as they used to be. 100%, Paul. 100%. I think, look, to be fair, I think Daniel is a New Zealand fan, so he's going to see on the more positive side. When you're a fan of a team, you can acknowledge when they're bad, but you can also, you do look at the positive. Look at me with the Gold Coast Titans, for example. So I think Daniel probably is a New Zealand fan here. I don't think a neutral. I don't think someone from an outsider's perspective will be too afraid of New Zealand. I think their batting looks good, but bowling overwise, you would, overall, you would question. But this has been a good start here. Not that Afghanistan's known for their batting, really. Not that they're really known for their batting overall. Nisham, next bowl, will be a single for Sadiq. He's on 2. Harrison said, nah, Sam Darnold is cold. I'm dropping a bet on the Seahawks. Well, Patriots win. Lads, Patriots do win. Yeah, I will have to make a video on the Haas News tomorrow morning, Duraz. I don't have time today. We've got 3 games. We're doing this game here. Afghanistan, New Zealand. Then we've got England versus Nepal, so I can slap down Jacko. And then we've got Sri Lanka versus Ireland. So we've got 3 games today, and that won't finish till 12 a.m. my time. So I can't put it out today. And then after that finishes, I'll have to film a quick video and drop that in the morning, because I just, unfortunately, don't have time to put it out today. Galbardin is on strike. And it will be a dot ball. Black Caps are very reliant of Finn Allen going big early. Yes. Daniel says, New Zealand supporter, I think we'll be lucky to make the semis. Oz and India will knock everyone out. But see, Daniel, this is the thing. This is what I agree with you. But this is the thing. You just said that New Zealand could beat those teams. Do you not? Like, Jacko's taking the piss. He understands Australia is a quality team, but he's just here to take the piss out of me, and we'll do the same thing with him in England. He's not actually saying that the real dark horses are Australia, because also, mind you, if you want to take a positive out of that, he's saying that Australia can win the comp. He's saying that Australia can win the whole T20 World Cup. By calling them dark horses, it means they can win. So, so Jacko's kind of played himself there. He's going to blame himself. I know he's trying to insult him, but he's actually played himself by saying Australia could win this T20 World Cup. We know he's joking about the dark horses, so he's saying that Australia can win the T20 World Cup. Thank you, Jacko. Good to have you on board. I'll change from form to potential. You know, I would agree with that. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. When it comes to the word potential, I hate that word, but with this, it works. The reason I hate the word potential is because players always show potential. And sometimes the word, like for example, Cameron Green's a great example of why I hate the word potential in Test cricket. We all know what he could do, but he's not doing it, and he's still not doing it. T20 is being pretty good, but when it comes to Test cricket, I hate that word potential with Cameron Green. That's why I hate that word. But it is the right word for what you're trying to say here. Dre says, did we ask Paul what he was referring to last night? Yeah, well, no, we've already gone in on him. No, Paul was just saying he was extremely tired. He made a mistake. He said he made a mistake, so he's admitted his mistakes and his wrongdoings. No, I said we beat everyone else. Oh, other than Oz and India. Okay, that's where I was really replying to. I thought you were saying that you were going to be able to beat Australia and India. India batting is next level this year. Sure, but Abhishek Sharma does love a good duck. We saw that last night with the Golden Duck against USA. I will say India are inconsistent but can smash you. That's a wide. That is a long way wide from Santner. If Australia win the World Cup, thank you, Jackie. No, he's basically saying that Australia are going to win the World Cup because he's got him as the dark horses. We'll take it. We'll take the underdog mentality. We'll take it. Duraz says, potential is a better term used on lower level grades in sport, not an international level or first grade. Definitely not international level, but also cricket on an international level is very different to say, the international level for, say, football or whatnot. That'll be a single for Sadiq. And they'll get to the 50 bomb. That's 50 runs up for the Afghanis. India weren't next level last night. Correct, Joe. Correct. 6.67 on the run rate. I swear hasn't Abhishek scored a 50 runs in 50 balls? Hasn't Abhishek scored... Okay, let's fix the English on that for the future ones, but hasn't Abhishek scored 50 runs in 14 balls and had 2-3 first ball ducks in his last 8 innings? Yeah, no, he either goes big or he goes home. He's Travis Head in Indian form. I'm so looking forward to watching Australia play on Tuesday, though. I just need to see some confidence back into this team. I know we played with a B team, bunch of BBL talent without our big stars, but I just need to see us go for some whacks and get some more runs, because that was just a brutal series to watch in Pakistan. Gulbardan is 1 run away from 1,000 runs for his career. And he's on strike now. And there is the 1,000 runs. He gets the single. There is the 1,000 runs. There it goes. Who do you think goes well in the Oz team for this tournament? Well, you have to back in a guy like Travis Head, who loves the subcontinent. Let me go and have a look at this. Australia. I like to see the names of all the players, even though I know. I still like to see the names of all the players, just so I can have my brain can make it easier for myself. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Australia, Ireland. Gee whiz, hold on. We're just getting this sorted. So, Stoyne, Glenn Maxwell, Mitchell Marsh, Adam Zampa, Travis Head, Ben Dwarshuis, Matty Kuhneman, Matthew Renshaw, Josh Inglis, Xavier Bartlett, Cameron Green, Tim David, Nathan Ellison, Kim Connolly. I think this could be a real big tournament for Cameron Green off the back of his Pakistan form. I think there's a good chance there. He was our best batter against Pakistan by far as well. Whilst he wasn't getting anything miraculous, it was still our best amount of runs. So I'm going to back in Cameron Green to have a big tournament here. Travis Head loves the subcontinent, so obviously I'll back him in. Would love to see Stoyne have a bit of a crack here. I do feel like Glenn Maxwell's actually due a poor tournament, and I hate to say that, but I do feel like he's due, especially with his age as well. You can't always rely upon him. He's 37 years old. I would love to be wrong here, man. I would love to be wrong. That's going to be a single for Sadiq. He'll be on 5. I would really love to be wrong there. He hasn't actively retired from T20I. His last T20 game for us was in 2024 versus New Zealand. Oh, Smith. No, Smith is not in the Oz team. They did overlook him because he obviously has signed there's been a lot of talk about him signing for the PSL, Pakistani Super League. So apparently he's playing over there, which means that, no, he's not retired from it, but he wasn't selected, which is interesting considering his form in the BBL. It was unbelievable. Oh, that's a massive shot from Gulbardan over the top, and that will be just short of a 6. It'll go for a 4, though. Would have been great to see Malik's reaction to Pakistan loss yesterday. If you watched my stream on Friday, you would have seen that there is a world Australia plays Pakistan. I actually predicted Australia to play Pakistan in the semi-finals. In my, when I went through the group stages and all that sort of stuff, I did the whole prediction of everything. You go back to that video, I had Australia playing Pakistan in the semi-finals. That would be nuts on this channel. That would be nuts. That'd be terrifying. There's so much pros and cons to that, because that would be a really big stream, like a really big stream. And the pro would be the growth of channel. Cricket would really explode here on the channel, and it would start to, emulate a lot of rugby league and has a lot more growth potential, right? It would be a pro in that regards. But the con is that you would open the world up to a lot of toxicity in this chat for that game and for further cricket games. Potato says, why didn't they pick Smith since he was whacking balls all over the place in the BBL? It's a great question. I would have done it. Maybe he said he didn't want to, but I would have 100%, especially with no Paddy Cummins and Josh Hazelwood now due to injury. You would have loved that experience there of Stevie Smith to come over. He knows how to have a whack. He literally saved the Sixers season in the last BBL year. Without him, they probably don't make the finals. And as Jacko would like to say, if he wasn't there, Brisbane Heat probably going to win, don't they? Smith's potential at the moment is huge. What do you mean potential, Daniel? No, that's not potential. That's form. Daniel, what are we doing? What are we doing? Smith is form. Smith's not potential. That's not the word for Smith. What are we doing, Daniel? No, Cummins was not dropped from the Ashes and also T20. No, he wasn't. 60 for 2, 3.5, by the way. I'm just playing. No, I know you are. Worst case scenario is Pakistan win that game, of course, and a Babar 50. No, I'm timing you out for 1 minute. Just the 1 minute, just a warning shot. I'm just taking a warning shot at you, Duraz. You fake Australian. See, it's another fake Australian comment here from Duraz. It is. It's another fake Australian comment from Duraz. You're getting a 1 minute. We'll see you in 1 minute. Yeah, well, the radio lied to you, Jay. Radio is a filthy, filthy liar. That is going to be a double. Oh, it's a wide. Will be a wide. From Jimmy Neesham. Jay was right all along. Don't listen to his propaganda. Don't let Jay's propaganda get to you. 8.5 overs down. They're at 6.91 run rate right now. Hopefully well, it's good we haven't seen a drinks break yet, because last night in the India-USA game, there was 2 drinks breaks in the innings. It was at the 6th over and the 14th over, and it was ridiculous because it was only 29 degrees. Propaganda. Jay, I'm all over you, son. Oh, is that 2? Is that a misfield for a 2? Yeah, they get 2 for the misfield there. Jeez, the fielding in this World Cup so far has been super debatable, man. Super debatable. It's been so disappointing. New Zealand here today have been really worrisome on the fielding. USA literally lost the game because of fielding last night against India, and Netherlands also literally lost the game against the Pakistanis off of fielding last night. Just get your shit sorted, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, son? This whole World Cup has been debatable. Not a bad shout, Jacko. I'm really excited though that the T20 World Cup is going to be in Australia in 2028. That'd be awful for you though, in England. Oh my gosh, that's going to be another awful time slot for you. T20 World Cup 2028 is expected to be in Australia and New Zealand in January 2028. It's exciting though. And Darryl Mitchell will throw it back, but it'll be a 2. Wasn't the recent World Cup in Australia? Wasn't the T20 World Cup recently in Australia? Hold on a second. Oh, was that the women's? Was that the women's that I'm thinking about? Or am I thinking about something else? What am I thinking of here, lads? I swear Australia had a Cricket World Cup recently. Daniel says, I paired against Jimmy Neesham. He was the fastest bowler in New Zealand. I played. He was the fastest bowler in New Zealand in under 19s. Get around the old Jimmy. Hopefully you will be let back in the country by the next World Cup. I'm still going to stream it though. It doesn't matter where I am. Yeah, 2022 was here. Yeah. Oh, that's a good shot. Oh, but there's a man in the boundary. Ferguson will be out there. Be just a single there for Santner. And Sadiq will get to 9. I don't even know what this person's dressed up as. We've got some Jimmy Neutron female looking character there. Set a 7 runs through 1.3 he's given up. So you'd be pretty happy with that. Afghanistan's going to love this pitch with the bowling. That's been smacked up Broadway, and that's going to go for a 4. Great shot there from Sadiq, and he'll get into the double digits. He'll be on 13. Great shot from Sadiq. Was that the one that India won, Duraz, or was that the one England won? Blaze will be somewhere in Lagos for the next World Cup, probably. T20 World Cup, 2028. I think I'm meant to be in Africa then. I think I might be in Africa around that point. We want to attend any World Cup games in 2028? No, I'll stream them, bro. I might come back if Australia make the final and get to the game or something like that. But also, streaming is kind of what we more so do here now. We don't really do the old vlogs. Vlogs were fun though. Maybe one day, man. Maybe one day. I definitely will at one point go back and do a full season of the Titans eventually, but not like permanently, but definitely for one season. England won versus Pakistan in the final, yeah. First time for everything, Jacko. That should be just a single for Galabardin. He'll be on 16. Strike rate's not unbelievable, but 7.2 is still pretty fine. So right now, 10 overs down, 72 for 2. You double this, you get to 144. And then you add 20, 30 runs on for the final 5 overs. So, final 4 overs. So 144 turns into 164, 174. So I was right at the start when I was going for 162. No, Jacko, we don't know what that means. So we only speak English here on this channel. We don't speak Tajikistani. We don't speak Uzbeki here, buddy. Galbardin and Sadiq are still out here. 3 overs bowled from Henry, 2 overs bowled from Duffy, Ferguson 1, Neesham 2, and Santner 2. Ferguson's given up 9 in the economy, but he does have those 2 wickets. Glenn Phillips in for a bit of spin bowling here. New bowler. And that will be a single. Day 1052 of not going to a Titans game until they get their shit together. Now, that's a great point. That is pretty much it. Draz, it's not a blistering start, but you just know with the conditions, Afghanistan getting 150 is very handy. Anything above 150 will be very tough here for New Zealand because Afghanistan's bowling is what they're known for. Jagger says, what colour's your FIFA under 21 World Cup? Oh, there's no way. There's no way I've just saying this comment. There's no way, Jacko. There's no way you're boasting about a under 21 World Cup. By you boasting about that, I'm just gonna say, well, what colour's your Asia Cup? What colour, eh? What colour's your continental trophy? How about that? How many of them you won? And don't even bring up something that happened well before you were born either. Don't even do it. Don't even think about bringing up something that was about 30 years before you were even born. Galbardin on 17 and Sadiq on 15. Phillips will get dispatched. Watch this. Well, he's got 2 runs so far, and you'll make that 3 runs so far. What colour is your Gold Coast? What? What are you talking about? What colour is your Gold Coast? Jacko's a Titans fan. He's already become a Titans fan. You watch. He'll be here supporting the Titans against the Dolphins on Thursday night this week. Well, Thursday morning for him, but Titans versus Dolphins on Thursday night, mate. He's going to be flying the flag high in Bournemouth. Oh, swing and a miss. It's a dot ball. Oh, it's a wide. They will call it as a wide. Sadiq Atal, matchup zone, first 15 balls. I don't know. Right arm pace, right arm off spin, right arm left spin, left arm orthodox. I don't actually know what the colour code it represents there. Glenn Phillips next bolt. Be another single. So he's getting up a single, wide, and a single in 4 balls with that wide. So not fantastic here from Phillips. Obviously not giving up big runs, but just allowing Afghanistan to move the chains right now and to keep him just that rhythm moving along. These guys sitting in at the moment, waiting to open up. New Zealand really need to get one of these guys before the 100-run mark. That's 23 runs away. And that's going to be a big shot over the top, the boundary to the 6. Galbardin smacks him for 6, and that'll be 24 runs now for him. 83 for 2. Daniel says he's going way better than I expected so far. Well, Daniel, you've called it just at the wrong time. Just at the wrong time is when he goes and gives up a 6 there. Galbardin sends him packing. That is, yeah, and he's not happy about that. Nikhil says, evening, mate, just turn the game on and the stream on. Well, welcome, Nikhil. We've got a big day of cricket here. Got New Zealand, Afghanistan, then we'll have England versus Nepal, and we'll have a few of the English lads here in the chat to banter with, and then we have Sri Lanka versus Ireland. And then tomorrow morning, you'll get a Payne Haas video talking about his moves to the Rabbitohs. And then we have Scotland versus Italy. Uh, tomorrow's games aren't exactly unbelievable, but we will be live for all of them. Scotland versus Italy, and then there will also be Zimbabwe versus Oman, and then we do get a competent game between South Africa and Canada, even though South Africa should win that game quite well. At least from my perspective, right? I don't know about from your perspectives, but from my perspective as a streamer and content creator, it's so much better seeing that the final game has South Africa in it. If it's like today's game, for example, at least we've got Sri Lanka later on in England. So today's fine. But tomorrow, if you had, say, South Africa play Canada in the first game, and the second game was Scotland, Italy, and Zimbabwe, Oman as the third game, it's such a long day to finish off with the minnow teams being the ones to finish you off. You need kind of a big team to keep you going for that final 3.5 hour stretch. So I'm really grateful South Africa's playing in that one. And then on Tuesday, the final game will be Pakistan, USA. You're happy with that? On Wednesday, the final game is England, West Indies. Then it's India versus Namibia on Thursday. USA, Netherlands USA, Netherlands is going to be brutal. But at least we have Australia versus Zimbabwe on Friday. However, I don't think I can stream Australia versus Zimbabwe because that's on at the same time as an NRL game. 12:30. That's on Friday. Let me have a look. I think that's one of the brief games that we actually miss. Friday at 1:30. Yeah, it's Raiders Storm. Yeah. No, and Cowboys Panthers. Yeah, no, unfortunately, I'm not able to do Australia versus Zimbabwe. It's the only Australia game I miss. Taz, Italy versus Scotland will be good. I'm in Italy at the moment. So because you're in Italy at the moment, Italy versus Scotland will be good, Tatted? So now the game is good because you're going to be there. Is that right? Is that right? That'll be a single. No, it's going to be 2 runs here. 2 runs for Sadiq. And Ferguson's bowling again. The only man with a wicket so far. Got 2 of them. Your coverage is a bit ahead of mine. You're right. I knew you'd go for 1, 6 at least. He shouldn't be bowling. Even what's with the 1-month-old account? How many alts do you have? Yeah, that's weird. Because we know you've been here for a while, Ibrahim. What's with the 1 month? 7.68 run rate, 87 for 2. This is a good spell here for the Afghanis. Very good spell. Single, they'll get 88 for 2. It's a very good spell for them. If you haven't already, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe for new around here. Do the Nepalese speak a lot of English, or do they? Is Nepalese a language? I don't know what main language. Is there like a language Nepalese? Nepal is the official national and primary language. Nepali. Okay. How much of Nepal speaks English? While only a very small percentage of Nepalis, approximately 0.01% to 0.3% speak English as a first or second language at home, it's widely used as a primary language for business, tourism, education, so they understand it at the very least. That's the thing with like cricket streams and whatnot, because a lot of the cricketing countries that do watch cricket aren't massive on the old English as a language. New Zealand seamers release points. Henry. Oh, they're just showing it. Sorry, I thought they were actually giving us something different. Ferguson's wider and higher. Duffy's more centralised and Henry's more inwards. There'll be another single here. They're just pushing the chains, man. Afghanistan's doing well here. They would be happy with this. 90 for 2 with 11.5 overs gone. New Zealand's going to find this chase difficult, I promise you. New Zealand's going to find this chase difficult. This is not going to be an easy chase for the Kiwis. I had a great beef stew this morning. Some bun me. Oh my goodness me, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Some wontons as well. Flying. Oh, that's a slap. Right up Broadway. But it won't be hit well enough for a boundary. Should be 2 runs though. They will get 2 runs out of it. Galbarden to 29. Kiwis, you've got to lock this down quickly. You've got to get a wicket. Wicket need. I did say to you about when they were at 77 for 2. I said you need to get a wicket before 100 runs because these guys right now are setting a good platform for this back end for Afghanistan. right this very second, they are probably aiming more so towards the 170, 180 as we currently speak. And they're not known for their batting in comparison. Like, again, if you go back and have a look at Afghanistan cricket when it comes to T20, Afghani cricket, in the warm-up match, they got 182 against the West Indies. So that's actually pretty good, to be fair. They got 184 against Scotland, but these two teams are below where New Zealand are. Against the West Indies, they got... To be fair, they do usually get around the 180, 189 kind of deal. They're actually quite consistent 180ers. In the 3 games against the West Indies, 181, 189, and then 138. That wasn't good. Against Scotland, 184. Against the West Indies in the warm-up match, 182. Currently, they're kind of aiming towards that area. Against Zimbabwe, 210. But, geez, they get up 21 runs. Wow. Against Qatar, they only scored 149 against Qatar. That's disappointing. Oh, that's right up Broadway for a 4. Yeah, Kiwis, you're going to start to get nervous now. You've got to lock this down quickly. You do need a wicket bad, Daniel. The Kiwis absolutely need a wicket bad right now. 96 for 2. It's a good shot there for a boundary off Jimmy Neesham. He's getting up 19 runs through 2.1, so he is edging that 10 runs and over economy. Here comes a 12-run over. Well, a 4 is not a good start, that's for sure. A 4 is not a good start. He puts his hand up straight away because he knows that is just going to be sailing past him. Next bolt. 3rd wicket partnership, 52 off 40. So 52 on this partnership. You're pretty stoked with this if you're Afghanistan. They're going for 2. They're pushing 2 and they will get 2. It's just so easy for Afghanistan right now. And it doesn't get easy. This is the thing, guys. When I did my prediction live stream, and Kiwis, I love you. I do. I love you. I would like to see you win this, but I did tip the upset of Afghanistan. But I would prefer to see you win this for a lot of other reasons. And I think you know those reasons that I said about before the stream. But I did predict New Zealand to not actually get out of the group stage. Because I did predict Afghanistan to win this game. And then I do think that if South Africa beat New Zealand when they play in a couple of days' time, New Zealand have to beat South Africa. They have to. They have to beat South Africa. Because I could see Afghanistan being very tricky for South Africa as well. I don't think they get through to the semi-finals. I think they'll go out in the Super 8. But, you know, Afghanistan are a good team, man. And they get underestimated. South Africa might beat. So if you lose this game here and you lose the game against South Africa, do you think you make the Super 8? Because the other teams that are in your group are so it's Afghanistan, South Africa, UAE and Canada. Oh my goodness me, it's another big shot over the top there for a 4 from Gulbaden. And they've got past the 100. It's 103 for 2. This is now starting to aim towards the 190, 200 mark. It is. If they keep on this trajectory right now, Afghanistan, they are looking at a potential 190, 200. I don't know if you chase that. That's how good this middle order partnership has been. Okay, you know what? I'll go to the predictor quickly. I'm going to quickly go do this predictor, and I'm just going to predict this group again, assuming New Zealand lose both it's a 6. Oh my gosh, it's a 6 from Gulbaden, and Afghanistan are opening up massively here against New Zealand. It's 109 for 2. You just put $200 on Afghanistan at $2.12 odds right now. I really like where this is going. I do too, mate, for Afghanistan. $2.12 is good odds. I think that'll go to favouritism now with that 6. I think they will. Because they've got good bowling. Okay, so let's go and predict Afghanistan to win this game. And then and then you go and predict the other part of the group, which is Canada, South Africa. I'm taking South Africa. Let's say New Zealand beat UAE. That's going to be a single for Gulbaden. He'll be on 40. Great knock from Gulbaden. And then Afghanistan for South Africa. Let's assume Afghanistan beats South Africa. That'd be crazy. But let's just go and put it out there. That would mean that South Africa versus New Zealand game later on this week would be so damn more crucial. That would be whoever wins that probably goes through. That would be whoever wins that actually does go through. Where's the other games? Canada, UAE, who cares? Go Canada. New Zealand, South Africa. Yeah, you would have to win that game. Otherwise, you wouldn't be going through. If South Africa win it, yeah. I feel like if New Zealand lose this game, they would have to have Afghanistan lose to South Africa and then New Zealand beat South Africa. So let's assume South Africa beat Afghanistan and then we go down to New Zealand and then they beat South Africa. They would go, yeah. If you lose this game, you have to have South Africa beat Afghanistan for mine. Ajit says Jimmy Neesham should retire. He gave it quite a few runs there, man. He did. Gave it quite a few runs, Ajit. 111 for 2. Going to be a big game at this rate. It's looking really good for Afghanistan right now, Nikhil. Can't believe they picked Neesham. New Zealand has to beat either Afghan or South Africa. You're totally on the money, yeah. But again, if they lose to Afghanistan here, next bowl here from Santner, and that will be dot ball. If they lose to Afghanistan, I think their only path to the Super 8 is South Africa beating Afghanistan and then New Zealand beating South Africa. Because, but then like South Africa, regardless, I think that South Africa-New Zealand game is so crucial regardless. It's just massive. Oh my gosh, another good shot here. It's going to be a single, but good shot from Sadiq. This partnership is immense. 112 for 2 through 13.3. 8.3 is the run rate currently. And this is the group of death. We did speak about this. This is the group of death in this World Cup. It's a tough group. It is a very tough group. Afghanistan, New Zealand, South Africa is very tough. UAE and Canada are pushovers, but it's a very tough 3. You compare that with the other groups. Hold on, I'll go to the other groups. You compare it with the other groups, it's just nowhere near as tough. They'll go across for a single for Gulbaden. It's just nowhere near as tough. Like Group A is India, Pakistan, Netherlands, USA, and Namibia. Netherlands and USA showing some fight, but at the end of the day, India and Pakistan are clearly going to go through the group stages. In Group C, you have the West Indies, Scotland, England, Italy, and Nepal. England, if you don't win that, I'm going to time out Jacko for eternity. And West Indies should come second. They should come second, but Nepal will fight, but West Indies should come second. That's going to be another single here for Sadiq. Will be on 29. In Group B, it's Australia, Ireland, Oman, Sri Lanka, and Zimbabwe. At the end of the day, Australia should cleanly win that group, and then you should have Sri Lanka going through a second. But then in Group D, it's tough because you would say that all of South Africa, New Zealand, and Afghanistan are a good chance to make it through. And that's why you've got the group of death. If Australia was here instead of New Zealand, it would really emphasise it. We're about to have a drinks break, by the way. Yeah, it is a drinks break. It's a really difficult group. It's just that the top 3 are so clear from the other 2, though. Canada and UAE are so far apart from South Africa, New Zealand, and Afghanistan. But those 3 are so close. Ajit says, why Bracewell's not playing? He should have been picked in place of Nishan. He's better. I agree with you. I agree with you. Michael Hunt says, bro, Payne Haas in NBA terms is like Luka moving to the Lakers. Yeah, I would agree. Everyone says, yeah, and I don't think New Zealand beat South Africa. I agree. When I did my predictions, like if you go back to the predictions I made on Friday, I had Afghanistan to beat New Zealand here. And then I had South Africa to beat Canada. I had New Zealand to beat the UAE. And then I had South Africa to beat Afghanistan. But I could see a different world now. I could, because Afghanistan looked really good here. And then I also put Canada to beat UAE. I put South Africa to beat New Zealand. And I put Afghanistan to beat UAE. Anyway, point of matter is that put it put South Africa in first with 8 points. It put Afghanistan in second with 6 points, and New Zealand in third with 4 points. Obviously beating Canada and the UAE. And I know the Kiwis won't like to hear this, but I think you can understand where I'm coming from now. I think you can at least understand it. It's a drinks break, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. It is a drinks break. this was always going to be the biggest interesting game of the day. It's so crucial, man. Every single part of it, so crucial as we currently speak. It comes down to Afghanistan bowling well as well. Afghanistan possibly have 1 week over to target between Neesham and Phillips. They right now are still aiming towards that 180, 190. They are. There's still 6 overs to go here. If they have a big 20 run over to get to, 135, it's all on for the 180, 190. It is. This match is kind of an elimination game. No, it's not, but it goes a long way. It goes a long, long way. I feel like Afghanistan haven't necessarily guaranteed their place into... If they win this game, again, there's a long way to go. We've only seen the first 14 overs here. There's still 6 overs to go, and New Zealand could still win this. Afghanistan could get slapped on the batting because New Zealand are known for having some really good bats. I just want to put this out there. New Zealand can still win this, but these questions are still valid to be talking about. Afghanistan winning this, for mine, puts them through. Because I think if they win this, it shows they can also beat South Africa. And either way, it's going to be really clear. Yeah, this group is really tough to predict. Oh, that's a big 6. That is a big 6 there from Gulbardan. He's on 49. And the Afghanis are crushing this right now. 121 for 2. This partnership is massive. Duffy has just given up a 6. It's 21 runs, no wickets through 2.1 for Duffy. He's getting smacked. First ball after the drinks break, and he targets that for a big time 6. Afghanistan, they are on fire at the moment. They're on fire. Next bowl from Duffy. Oh, that's a wide. That is a wide. By the way, Gulbardan only 1 run away from the old cheeky bomber. The old cheeky bomber. South Africa and New Zealand in 2014. Why are they showing us this? South Africa won by 2 runs. Yeah, but why are they showing us this? I think this is going to go down to the wire, this game. New Zealand won't be completely pushed over. And there is the foodie bomb. Foodie, foodie bomb, foodie bomb, foodie, foodie bomb. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Foodie, foodie bomb, foodie bomb, foodie, foodie bomb. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. It's a foodie bomb for Gulbardan. He hits the foodie. And he has been absolutely spectacular. 50 runs from 28 balls, or 50 runs from 29 balls. You are loving that if you are the Afghanis. 8.58 on the run rate. Right now, on their run rate, they are looking at a 185. 200 isn't out of the equation. Oh my goodness me, he's gone. Well, changed that thought process I was just having. Duffy gets up a wicket. That was an awful shot there from Gulbardan as he hits the 50, and he's going to go. That was absolutely horrific. Just as I was saying, 200 still on the cards. The partnership gets broken with a completely awful shot from Gulbardan, and that's a wicket. And that was really, really necessary and needed for New Zealand. Otherwise, this game was getting really ugly for them. Off the top of the bat, and just awful. That was a nothing shot. Absolutely nothing. And that's always the case. As soon as you get to those milestones, the 50 or the 100, those next few balls are the ones that usually you get done on because you've put so much energy and so much focus into getting to that milestone. You need to then refocus once you hit it to get going again. And obviously, Gulbardan didn't do that. So Sadiq will come on strike. All right, next in for Afghanistan, you will have a Atai, Sadiq Dullah Atai. Sadiq Dullah Atai. Oh, I nearly just turned off my stream, my whole computer when I was fixing that. I nearly just turned off the whole computer. 8.48 on the run rate. Oh, that wasn't Gulbardan. Oh, that wasn't Gulbardan. That was Atal. Sorry, my brain wasn't focused there. Forget me saying that his brain wasn't focused. My brain wasn't focused. Gulbardan's still in. Darwish Rasuli comes in. My brain wasn't even focused there at all. I was all over the shop. So Gulbardan is still there on 50. And that will be a single for Darwish. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. They will get 2. Sorry, guys, that's my bad. Good game shaping up here, though. Just such an awful shot there, man. What was he doing? Actually, says, what the hell was that? Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Who do you support, by the way, Ajit? Who's your team in this World Cup? Next ball from Duffy. And that's going to be hit out to the boundary for a single from Darwish. Galbarden will come on strike. So forget everything that I said in regards to as soon as you get past the 50. Forget everything that I said. I should have remembered it was a single, so he got himself off of strike. They've still got the run rate of 8.49. They're very happy with this. Oh, that's over the top. That's a 4. Wow, that could have easily been a wicket there of Galbarden, but it will go for a boundary. Just goes over the top of the keeper's hands, Tim Seifert. And Galbarden will put himself on 54. Just over the top of him. And that'll be the end of the over 2. Galbarden's having such a good game here. I wonder if Shauno has a hangover today. When does he not have a hangover? India, New Zealand. Okay. Well, what do you mean end? What's the end there? How do you have 2 teams? So basically India, because he said them first, and then you have a soft spot for New Zealand. You can't have 2 teams. Ajit says, I think New Zealand can beat South Africa. They heavily depend on De Kock and Markram. The bowling attack is weak too. Sure, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I think it's going to be very close. I think it'll come down to the wire. I think it'll be very close. I just need to see how the Kiwi batting goes here against a tough spin bowling attack from Afghanistan. That's not a wide. Yeah, no, good call from the ump. That's not a wide. No, he was standing quite far on the opposite side of the stumps there. That was nowhere close to a wide. So Darwish got 2 half centuries against the West Indies, so he does know how to bat. Sent the next bowl. And he's going to get a single here, just gets it past the bowler. I know Shauno's here, like he's kicking around, but well, he's not here anymore, but he was here earlier on. It's a long day of cricket, man, so he'll be here later on. It's only 2 p.m. over there. He's probably got some family stuff as well. Oh, he's here. He's here. It's Bot to Vat. No, he's definitely going to hang over with that comment. That's a single. Sorry, I tried to type his name in the tag, and oh no, it did come through this time. I don't know. So 132 for 3 through 15.3, 8.52 on the run rate. But I don't know what it's Bot to var bad means. Still drunk. Yeah, no hangover. Still drunk. I need my glasses. Yeah, fair. That'll be a single for Darwish. I feel like you pronounce it Darvish, even though it's Darwish. Can someone confirm for me? Is his name pronounced Darvish or Darwish? So the current run rate of 8.49 would put them at 170. 10 runs per over would put them at 176. 12 runs per over would put them at 185. I predicted pre-game that they would be 162. That would be only 29 runs from here. They should definitely be getting that. That'll be a single. They should definitely be getting that one. Marcus says, what will the Broncos do with the money now? We'll talk about that on the video I put out tomorrow morning, man. Tomorrow morning I'll put out a video about paying us. Talk plenty about that. Next bowler from Santner. And it will be a single for Darvish. He'll be on 6. And 16 overs down, 4 overs to go. Run rate of 8.44, 135 for 3 for Afghanistan. They would be very happy with this right now. New Zealand can absolutely bat. But anything above 150 is still going to be quite tricky here for New Zealand with this spin bowling from Afghanistan. And if they can get to the 170, 180, that's going to be extremely tricky for New Zealand. This is going to be a big finish coming up, I reckon. Big finish. New Zealand need to put in a better effort than what America did in their late bowling stages last night with Natravalka. So the consolidation overs are 7-14. They got 71 for 0. In the launch super overs of 1-6, they got 44 for 2. But those consolidation overs of 8.88 is strong. That's very strong. Because the first 4 overs of this game, they started off with like a 4.5 run rate. They really earned their way into hitting. Lockie Ferguson, 2 wickets, 17 runs through 2 overs, and he'll get smacked up Broadway for a... No, good fielding there. It will just actually be a single. Good fielding. Oh, wow. Amazing. Oh, they're going to get... They're going to get a second there. Off the back, he hits the stumps. He hit the stumps from the boundary, from the outfield, and then they were able to get a free run from it. Geez, that second ball wicket for Lockie Ferguson was so unreal, man. The insider onto the stumps, beautiful. Darwish on 8. Ferguson next bolt. Big swing, and that's a 6. That's a 6 for Darwish. And he's on 14. Massive hit there, and they'll be on 143. 143 for 3 with 3.4 overs to go. It's 5 sixes in this match so far for Afghanistan. 8.76 in the run rate. That is a huge shot. Huge. Afghanistan ahead. Afghanistan have been ahead for a while. They'll be ahead for a big portion of this game so far. And good fielding. Oh my gosh, he could get run out here. Oh, he threw it to the wrong stumps. He threw it to the wrong stumps. There was a run out chance there if Ferguson had thrown to the bowler's end rather than to the striker's end. Duraz, brother, I literally just said to Michael that we'll talk about rugby league on the NRL video tomorrow. Why are you then trying to continue the conversation with rugby league? I literally just said to him, maybe tomorrow we'll talk about rugby league on the video tomorrow morning with Payne Haas. On Jay's time to out. Like, Draz, you had to expect that, to be fair. You did. You had to expect that. We quite literally just said we'll talk about it tomorrow morning. Single. That is a single. It's 144 for 3. 56 runs through 32 balls for Gulbardin. So who they got left? They got Henry 1 over left, Duffy 1 over left, Neesham 1 over left, and no more overs left for Santner. He had an economy of 5.75. Good stuff. Ferguson, he'll have 1 more over left after this. Phillips 1, but he's not going to go again. He gave up a 12 economy. It's Sunday and Sean always a hangover. Exactly right. Exactly right. And he doesn't have his glasses. He has a hangover and he doesn't have his glasses. You know, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare in the Shauno household. I really hope this is a hectic finish, but... Oh, that's a big shot, but there's going to be a man in the boundary for sure. Single. 145 for 3. This has been a weird wicket, but I think a good pass score here on this wicket is probably 160. I think we're pretty spot on in regards to our early call. Like, it is green enough. He would have been out if that hit the stumps, by the way. It would have been very tight. Next ball from Ferguson. He's getting up 10 runs in the over. Is that a wide? Yeah, it is a wide. So he's given up 11 runs in the over and he's got 1 more ball to go here. Score predictor is 179. That'll be a very good score, man. I feel like 160 was probably par. 179 will be a very good score with their spin bowling. They'll choke them. They'll try to choke these Kiwis out. Especially with Gulbardin still there. Next bolt. Big shot. The freebie shot ends up being a 4. He gives up that wide and he gets punished for it from Davish. And he will be on 19 runs from 11 balls, and it's now 150 for 3. 3 overs to go here. 18 balls. I'm backing him in for 180. I'm backing him in for 30 runs in the 18 balls. I am. especially with Gulbarden still there, and Darvish obviously knows how to hit. He got a couple of half centuries, a couple of 50 bombs against the West Indies. And New Zealand's bowling has been a little bit wonky, and their fielding hasn't been exceptional. At least they haven't had a drop, though, like we saw from USA and Netherlands. Innings time are 1 minute behind. So this has been a slow innings here from the Kiwis. Got to be a bit quicker here. They're a minute behind the timer. So Rushin Ravindra is going to come in for a bowl. This is a very interesting decision here. Don't know if I would agree with this. Rushin Ravindra. Threat 72, variation 38, control 68. I don't know if I agree with putting Ravindra in here, but I'm probably going to be wrong here. Let's see if they made the right decision. And that's a 6. That is a 6. So I don't know if Ravindra was the right option. I literally just called that out. And as soon as the first ball comes, Ravindra gets hit for a 6. Well, I'm pretty happy to have said that I don't think that was the right option. 63 for Gulbarden. Why would you put Ravindra in here? What was the purpose? Why would you do that? You've got 3 overs remaining to get through. And you've still got... Like, this is the one you target if you're Afghanistan. I target every ball for a 60. I target it. I target this like crazy for boundaries. This was a brain-dead decision from New Zealand. Their current run rate is now 9.09. Projected score 182. 11 runs per every 185 or 190. But, like, that's ridiculous. Why'd you put Ravindra in here? Just, please don't give up more than 12, 15 runs. I swear if we lose. But why, Hans? This is a good team. Afghanistan's a good team. Obviously the wrong decision. Just doesn't make sense. You have still got, except for Santner, you've got everybody available for the final 3 overs. Oh, well, that's going to be attempted for a whack, but that should be out. That should be out here. And it will come off there. He bit too much there. He went for a 6 and got done. Gulbarden will go on 63. I still think Ravindra was the wrong option, but it has come off there in regards to a wicket. And what's worse is they might have fielding restrictions in the last over because of the slow overs. Yeah, they will. They will, but that will come at the right time there. He was just going for a massive 6 and got a bit complacent. Sounds like New Zealand are playing different cricket. It didn't make sense why they brought in Ravindra, but they'll get this wicket here, which will help. He still gave 6 runs off of that first ball. Gulbarden Naib should be very happy with his 63. But Gulbarden's just seen that Ravindra's given up an absolute haymaker and he's gone for a big smack. Finn Allen at 100. Yeah, I don't know about that, mate. This Afghani bowling attack is very strong, but Finn Allen should go well. Finn Allen should go well. This is going to be a good chase, man. Afghanistan are no pushovers when it comes to bowling. Especially with a bit of Rashid Khan. He's a cracker. He is a cracker of a player. So Azmat will come in now for the Afghanis. What the hell is wrong with Santner? Why Ravindra? Most stupid decision. They just want to lose this game. Yeah, it's really strange, Ajit. I don't know why they put him in, but at least they got the wicket there. And then we'll give up a single for Azmat. So we 157 for 4. AJ got a wicket. No, Highlanders, it wasn't the right decision at all. The wicket doesn't justify the selection of Ravindra here. It's stupid. The reason why Ravindra has got a wicket is because Gulbarden has seen that he got hit for a 6 on the first ball. This is the power overs here where you try and slap it for 6s. And look at him. He's getting whacked around. Luckily, this is only a single. He's already given up 8 runs through the over. He's got the wicket because Gulbarden was going for a 6 regardless of what ball was coming in. And he's hit it straight up in the air. Don't think that this is still the right decision of Ravindra just because he's got that wicket. This hasn't been the correct decision at all. It's a really, really strange decision, but luckily he at least has a wicket. There's plenty of other options here they could have gone to bowling. The only person who has run out of overs with the 4 overs is Mitchell Santner. Next bowl. And that should be a wide there. Have they not called that a wide? I think that one was a wide. I think that one was a wide. I see Minus Peter has his in the clouds again and wants to take game to the Middle East. Let me guess, Saudi Arabia or UAE? No, I think he's doing that to rub it in the face of R360. I think you'll find. And that is going to be absolutely smashed for a 6. Hey, Highlanders, do you still think that Revenger was the right option there? He gave up 14 runs in the over. He gave up 14 runs in the over. Do you still think Revenger was the right option there? He got the wicket, but also that was because Gulbadan got too complacent and was just going for a 6 off of anything because he knows that Revenger is the guy to target. Gave 14 runs. 14 runs. Don't know why New Zealand decided to go with Ravindra. That was a brain-dead decision. Draz, it's my bad, bro. I tuned in again then and you missed you said not to discuss. No, I didn't say not to discuss, but it was like a read the room kind of deal. Like, oh, we'll talk about that tomorrow. It's fine. It's fine. They'll get to 170 here. Surely that's a very good score. I think they'll get 180. They got 2 overs here. They're at 164. I predicted them 162, and they've already gone 2 runs above that with 2 overs remaining. Yeah, that wicket is kind of how Cast gets wickets. Absolutely, Broom. Yeah, I agree. One of the most competitive cricket tournaments in recent times. Every team is fighting and has a chance no matter what till now. Yeah, for sure. Scotland weren't fantastic against West Indies, but you can still make the argument. That's going to be absolutely smashed to the boundary, and that will be a wicket for Henry. Darvish goes on 20. Darvish goes on 20. Daniel says, no way Revenger was the right option. Absolutely, that's what I was arguing. And the wicket didn't save it. Right now, Afghanistan have wickets to throw away, but that is a good wicket there of Darvish, especially when he was hitting well. But he goes out there, and you're not going to be seeing that dropped out there. Pacers could have done the trick by using the surface wide bowler part-timer, absolutely. Like, I guess you were waiting to use Henry here. Darvish sort of goes on 20. You were waiting to use Henry here, but... One second, I'm just going to go and get everyone down. So, can't remember it's 9.03 by the way. So in regards to the bowling, so you still had Jimmy Neesham if you wanted him, not that you probably wanted to use him at all, with 1 over. You had Lockie Ferguson still with 1 over, Jacob Duffy still with 1 over, and Matt Henry still with 1 over. Ravinder made no sense. No sense. We will have to admit Kane Williamson is the captain. New Zealand is the best captain that Kane Williamson. You've not put the right things here, but we'll have to admit that Kane Williamson is the best captain New Zealand has ever had in all formats. Well, yeah, Kane Williamson will go down as one of the greatest players in New Zealand cricketing history. Get around your dom. So Mohammad Nabi comes in for a bat with 11 balls remaining here of the Afghani innings, which they will be very happy with. It's going to be a good chase here from New Zealand. They can do it. They've got a good batting lineup, but Afghani have a good bowling lineup as well. Henry will give up the single there, so it'll be 165. I still feel like the past score was 160, and anything above 170 is a very good score here. Again, though, New Zealand do have good batters in them. Why is there military with guns in the crowd? Why is there a military man here in Chennai with guns in the crowd? Cassie good in the Ashes. Sort of a cheat, not really. I would disagree with you. He got wickets, but they were off the back of of the same what we just saw with Ravindra. Cast gave up a mountain of runs. Like, he gave up one of the most runs throughout the entirety of the series, actually. Did pick up the most wickets for England, but also a lot of that did come off the back of they just thought they could whack him around because they could whack him around and then got done. Travis Head is a prime example of this. So I think you can look at Cast's Ashes in 2 different ways. You can say there is the positive in regards to the wickets, but you also can say he was awful in regards to the bowling. You can say them both. The wickets are still crucial. But I think game 4 or 5, he had a good game. I think game 4 and 5 were actually pretty good. But games 1, 2, and 3, the crucial games of the series, because they lost 3-0, those 3 games he wasn't good at all. My subway turns up as it's going to be the innings break. Yeah, it's about to be an innings break here. We've got 9 balls left here. But, bro, we've got 3 games today. We've got this, then we've got England versus Nepal, and then we've got Sri Lanka versus Ireland. It's a long time here. Azmat, he's on strike. And we'll go for a slap. It'll just be a single, I would assume. Daniel says, I feel 160 or 8 runs and over is the minimum to defend in India this World Cup. What do you reckon? Yeah, probably for the most part. That's usually what you want to be at least looking for in T20 in general, though. You don't want to be anything under 150 minimum in T20. It's international cricket, you're looking towards that 160, 200 between that area. You probably are going to be looking towards that 160 as a bare minimum. So 166 for 5. 2 more balls left here in the over. Oh, that's up in the air. Will he be caught? No, it's going to sit in between the fielders just for a single. 167 for 5. At least a good limiting over here from Henry. At least he hasn't given up many runs. Yeah, at least he missed the awful fielding by the Kiwis at the start of the game. Yeah, there was quite a bit of awful fielding at the start. Kane Williamson is one of the best captains in general, not just for New Zealand. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. England scoring 240 plus today if they bat first. Kraken, don't get complacent, man. We thought this with India yesterday against the USA. India, we were expecting them to get 300, but they ended up struggling to 160. And if Surya Karma Yadav got caught on 15 like he should have been, USA go and win that game. So, that's a big shot. That is a big shot for a 6 from Azma. Wowee. He's on 14, and they'll get into the 170s. It's 173 for 5 with 6 balls remaining here. This is a very, very good score here from Afghanistan. Kraken, you say that, man, but the Netherlands nearly beat Pakistan, and the USA should have beaten India. I'm just saying, don't get too overconfident. Even though you're right in what they should do, that doesn't mean they will do it. So do you reckon 180 is par or 200? I think par here was about 160, 170, more so 160. It was a weird pitch, man. I was thinking more so around that 160 marker, but they're already above that. We need to see how New Zealand go to have a good reading of how Chennai this field's going to be. Because I feel like the Afghani spinners are going to love this pitch. I think they're going to love this pitch, man. I do feel like USA is better than Nepal, but Nepal can be a little bit cheeky. But with that being said, I feel like USA have a little bit more strength to them than Nepal. And that's a big shot. That's a big shot. That's a 6. That's a 6 for Nabi, and it's 179. Lockie Ferguson gives up a 6 on the first ball of the over. And it's 179 for 5 here. He got those 2 early wickets. Outside of that, he's leaked quite a few runs on the economy. Guys, don't forget, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. We're live for pretty much all the T20 World Cup. We won't miss a single finals game. Whether it's Super 8 or semi-finals or final, we'll always be here. Only about 3 or 4 games do we miss at the group stage because I'll be streaming the NRL. Next ball here for Ferguson. That's a wide. That is 100% a wide. Oh, inside the line they've called. Wow, it's ended up being a great ball. Even though they don't win, Afghanistan has a pretty supportive fan base. Yeah, they love it, man. They get behind it. They back it in 100%. They back it in. You love to see it. But Afghanistan are a very cheeky team. They're underrated, man. I feel world cricket teams are not as good as they were in the 80s. Do you think that's a nostalgia kicking in, though? Because I would say that... Oh, that's going to be just a single, maybe? Yeah, single there. And Nabi will be on 9. 3 balls to go here. Do you feel like that's just you looking back in nostalgia? Because there is... Like, are you talking about in Test cricket? If so, you're right. If you're talking about in T20, then no. T20 nowadays is far significant to whatever we've seen in the past. It's a new concept too. And ODI, I would say you'd be right. Afghanistan did 2 last time in the World Cup, beat Australia. I don't think they did beat Australia last time, did they? I'm pretty certain we came back massively. Wasn't that the Glenn Maxwell game? That will be a single here, so they'll be on 181 for 5, I think. Did they get the single just then? Yeah, 181 for 5. Is that not the Glenn Maxwell? I think that was the Glenn Maxwell Afghanistan game, which we won. Oh, was that ODI? I can't remember. Next bolt. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. No, I don't think so. All the sides were so competitive back then, sides like the Windies and so on. Yeah, but are you talking about in Test though, Paul? Because if you're talking about in Test, I agree with you. But if you're talking about T20, then no. If you're talking about an ODI, then I would agree with you. But in regards to T20, the competition nowadays is way more competitive than it was in the past because it's a pretty new concept, T20. But in regards to Test cricket, I absolutely agree with you. West Indies were competitive, Sri Lanka were competitive, Pakistan were competitive, Australia, England, India, New Zealand, South Africa. Not really South Africa at the time, but sure. That's a big swing for the final ball, but it will end up just being. Oh, they're going to get run out here. Yep, they get run out, but it will be single regardless. Test of one day, as I would agree with you, Paul. Just T20, no. But he will be out here. He will be out, but they should get the single. Yeah, the Maxwell was ODI. Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, no, he has been called out there, but it is a one run. So Afghanistan will finish on a healthy 182 for 5. That is a healthy score, man. They would be super chuffed with that. They would be super chuffed with that, and they would probably fancy themselves here. This is going to be a really good chase. It's going to be a really positive chase here for New Zealand, where they are going to have to put in a mountain of work, and they've got the batters to do what they do, but they need to go at 9.15 runs per over. And Afghanistan have some good bowlers. You know, when you're looking at this Afghani team, you're looking bowling wise, you're definitely looking at a guy like you're definitely looking at a guy like Rashid Khan. He's going to come in and have an absolute slap up. Mujibur Rahman, big bowler there, massive bowler. Nami can bowl. Fazal Faruqi, he can bowl. This is going to be a big finish this game. So, yeah, good score here. Very good score. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I'm going to have a bit of a stretch and stand up as we have about 10 minutes before the second innings get underway. But like I said, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll be back in a moment. All right. We are back and just waiting for this second innings to get underway, where we will see New Zealand have to chase down 182. And look, this is going to be a really good chase, man. This is going to end up being a really good game. And this is the best group of the World Cup. The T20 World Cup Group D has New Zealand, South Africa, and Afghanistan, which is going to be super competitive. If Afghanistan win this, New Zealand must beat South Africa when they play, I think, on Friday. I think it's Friday. Do they play? No, it is next Saturday. That's right. I've got 4 NRL preseason games I'll be doing, and then straight into that New Zealand South Africa this Saturday coming up. Next week, I'll be live for 5 straight games of sport, 4 NRL, and then that New Zealand South Africa game. It's going to be absolutely mental. But if New Zealand lose this game, they must beat South Africa in that one. If they win this game, then it's not a must, and Afghanistan will then need to beat South Africa to get through. And the South Africans play Afghanistan on Wednesday in the first opening game, early doors before Australia play Ireland. So that'll be a fun day of cricket. And then England, West Indies. Wednesday's a belter of a day. South Africa, Afghanistan, then Australia versus Ireland, and England versus the West Indies. It's going to be good. Looking forward to that. Sean says that's a good score. Shatij says Afghanistan $2 after scoring 182 on this pitch is a decent bet, I think. No, it is great. No, it is good. This is a very evenly poised game. I would say that Afghanistan right now have the significant advantage. I think that they are in the advantage as we currently speak and have a great chance. I predicted them to win this game before the game started. I thought they were looking at 162, but they got 20 more runs than that. So, big time. And it says South 74 pack in 2027 going to be the best around. We'll talk more about Payne Haas and the Broncos and whatnot on the video that I'll upload tomorrow morning. Again, I would have loved to put a video out today, but unfortunately I can't due to the fact that I'll be live for all 3 of these Cricket World Cup games. But that is massive news, and we will have to smash out a video later on tonight to put out in the morning, and then we can talk all about Rugby League then. West Indies have fallen off so bad. Yes, they have sport reactions, but they did get a win yesterday. It wasn't exactly the most dominant of wins against the Scottish. But with that being said, the West Indies aren't where they used to be, that's for sure. On the ICC rankings, they are ranked in 7th. I do think they could cause a bit of a problem for the English when they play them later on this week. England versus the West Indies will happen on Wednesday. That will be a good game, but I do think England should come through pretty cleanly over the top of that one. They should. Yeah, most countries have. You're right, Paul. But I think that the reason why you're seeing the drop-off in Test cricket and ODI is because of the emergence and the focus from these countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and the likes. They are focusing on the T20, and that's why yesterday was so surprising with India, because this is where they put all their money, all their resources, and all their care factor into. This T20 World Cup, that's why they must win this World Cup. It is a massive pressure moment here for India. It is a huge crossroads of India really exploding into and focusing completely on T20 and showing that this has been the right directional path for them, because teams always will struggle to beat Australia when it comes to Test cricket. It's just always been the case. It'll always be the case. And India don't really necessarily want to be able to. They don't care as much about the 5-day format because they feel like that's a dying game and a dying format compared to T20, which is the growth format, right? So they're trying to get ahead of the grounds there and to set up a dominant precedent and dominant foundation as the leaders of T20 cricket. And right now, they've got 2 T20 World Cups. West Indies have 2 T20 World Cups, and England have 2 T20 World Cups, with Australia, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka having 1 apiece. So South Africa and New Zealand have never won a T20 World Cup. They've come runners-up in the most 2 recent, but they've never won it. So that's why you're seeing India in that take this step forward here to ensure it. And they need to play a lot better than they did last night against the Americans, that's for sure. But Tim Seifert, he's going to be opening up for the Kiwis. They can bat. They know how to bat, but this is a good score. It is a very, very good score here. Don't forget, guys, right after this game, we'll be live for England versus Nepal. Well, hopefully the Nepalese can cause a stir. Hey, ooh. Hopefully they can cause a stir, son. It would be spicy. If they can cause a stir, this chat would be off its rocker. It would be off its rocker. And it's good because the first 2 games are a great time slot for Australians and Kiwis. Like right now, this is at a prime time slot for the Kiwis. It's at It's probably 8:23 p.m. for you in New Zealand. It's a beautiful time slot. Tim Seifert, he needs to go well here, though. We know he can hit. And Finn Allen, I think, will be the one partnering up in regards to the opening. And here's the first ball coming up. They need 9.15 runs per over. And it's going to start off with a dot ball there, straight back to the bowler. Now, let's update the scorecard so that you can see the Kiwis. Update that scorecard. There we go. Start off with a dot ball. Remember, Afghanistan did start off quite slow. They were at a 4.5 run rate for the first 4 overs or so, and then they started to explode. New Zealand will have to just wait and see how this opens up a bit first. Fazal Haq will be bowling first. Maybe it is time to call on test matches now, then cause those... 1 second. Next bowl, another dot ball. Maybe it's time to call on test matches now then, because those games in Australia this season, which finished in 2 days, are just embarrassing. Test cricket will never go. It's a cultural part of Australia and England, and India still care about it, just not as much as the T20. But they're just really focusing on that T20 and also ODI because it's a shorter format and is done quicker. But no, at the end of the day, Australians and English will never give up on Test cricket. Test cricket is the main format of cricket. It'll always be the main format of cricket. It's just the new watchers, the casual viewers that you bring in will come through T20. They won't come in through 5 days. You'll have to get their attention span through the T20 and potentially the ODIs. And then once they love cricket, they'll love Test. Oh my goodness me, that was nearly out, but it's a 4. Seifert nearly just got out on a duck, but he will get a 4. Wow. Beautiful time slot for New Zealand, watching the sunset and the cricket at the same time. Sunset at 8:30? Really? Really? Oh, there was a great chance of a wicket there. Seifert would have had his heart in his mouth. Just got past the fielder there for a 4. No, Test cricket will always be the main format of cricket, Paul. For the main countries of Australia and England for sure. England for sure. South Africa will always prefer the Test cricket too, but they would like to be better in T20. Fazal, next bowl, will go for a 4. Good shot from Seifert. And there'll be 8 runs. Good start here for the Kiwis. Very good start here from Tim Seifert. Test cricket is the truest completion, and yes, we are further south, have line days in the summer. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, true cricket is Test cricket. And that's what I'm saying. Test cricket will never die. You're just not going to get new viewers through Test cricket. You're not going to get a growth of an audience through Test cricket. No one who doesn't care about Test cricket and hasn't grown up with Test cricket will care about it just watching that as their first, experience in cricket. But if they watch T20 and then they watch ODI, they'll love the short format. If they love the short format, they'll want more of it, right? So if you want more of it, you're going to get the 5 days. So it's a great pathway into cricket in general. That's why T20 is actually a good format in the game, because it is the growth format. You're never going to watch 5 days of something off the cuff, but you will watch 3.5 hours of it off the cuff. And if you love that, you'll want more. You'll get to Test cricket. Chaka says, true cricket is T20, only nothing else matters. Jacko, if that's just about enough for you. 1 minute timeout for you. You're a muppet. You're a muppet. I'm not even dealing with that. I'm not even dealing with that from Jacko. He's just a salty English fan who got slapped up in the Ashes, so that's why he's on that path. But I know, Jacko, I know you love Test cricket the most. Every actual cricket fan does. Another big shot there from Seifert. It's going to be a 4. That'll be 12 runs. Another massive. Oh, whack-a-mundas. Timmy Seifert, hello. Hello. 12 runs off of the first over, and New Zealand are rocketing themselves into a good chance of a good score here if they keep this up. Really good score if they keep this up. Test allows players the time to adapt. Test encapsulates everything. It's not just about, whack and sack kind of deal. It's not just about slapping the ball around. It's about you earn your right to hit. It's about keeping the mental focus. It's a strong strategy and mental game. It's a strong patience game. And you need to know exactly who to hit, when to hit, what to hit, rather than in T20 where you're just trying to hit everything. the most important part of Test cricket is the slog. It's the part where you're in the middle portion of the day, you can't get anybody out, and batters can then become complacent because they're not getting out, they're just defending, and they're just getting those easy little singles and whatnot. And then, the bowlers are so frustrated, and the attacking team of the bowling is trying to figure out what the hell do we do here. There's just so much strategy that goes into it. There's still strategy in T20, but there's just not as much strategy. That will be a single for Allen. Mujib ur Rahman. He'll be bowling. Mujib ur Rahman, he was Brisbane Heat, right? I think I've interviewed him on the channel before. I'm pretty certain I have. I've interviewed him before. Melbourne Renegades. I feel like he was originally at the Heat, though, wasn't he? Next bowl. It's going to be a single. Yeah, he did play with Brisbane Heat 2018-19 to 2021-22. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, I've interviewed him on the channel before. New Zealand will win the tournament. Book it. Smith, so you know that's not going to be happening, bro. Oh, he's bowled him. Finn Allen's gone. That's a massive wicket. Oh, my goodness me. That's a huge bowl there from Mujib ur Rahman. That's a great bowl, and that is one down for the Kiwis. That is one down. Like, Smith, be serious, bro. You know that's not going to be the case. They're going to be lucky to beat Afghanistan here. That is a huge wicket. Is Smith from New Zealand or Perth? He's from Perth. I just don't understand that comment. Because he's not a Kiwi. You're not a Kiwi, Smithster. Why would you have that belief? Every time I hype someone up, they lose a wicket. Yeah, well, Smithster, how about you don't do that then? But I don't know, where are you coming from with New Zealand win the tournament? Like, what are you basing that on? What are you basing it on? Next in is Rachin Ravindra. Hasn't had good form with the bat. It's from Ranch. Hasn't had good form with the bat. Finn Allen. Gone for one run. That is brutal because Finn Allen was a really huge hope. I like their squad. Compared to India, even compared to Australia, who always beat the Kiwis. I maybe could argue and listen to you in regards to South Africa, but I still feel like South Africa beat New Zealand. It's going to be a good game, but I still feel like it's up in the air. But Mujib ur Rahman, massive breakthrough there, 14 for 1, and it's a fantastic bowl that hits the middle stump. One wicket down. Big chase here, man. If you lose this game, you must beat South Africa on Saturday. Target of 183. Next bowl from Rahman. Oh, he's got him again. He's bowled him again. It's 2 wickets down. Ravindra's gone on a golden duck. Oh my goodness me. Rachin Ravindra has just gotten a golden duck and Mujib ur Rahman has bowled him. He's 2 for 2 through 0.4 and Mujib ur Rahman is destroying New Zealand right now. Mujib ur Rahman is on a hat-trick as we currently speak, guys. He's got 2 wickets. Bang, bang. Daryl Mitchell, Josh Philippe. Shut up, man. Josh Phillippe's not going to be in the T20 World Cup team. He's not. He's not in it. But what a bowl again. Mujib ur Rahman is on fire right now. Kiwi choke it again. Well, I wouldn't say this is a choke, Sean, because this is a big chase. But the Afghanis are dominating right now. They are dominating them. My bad, Patea Karma has inflicted the Kiwis. New Zealand will win the tournament, Chase says. Rachin Ravindra, I told you his batting form has been absolutely horrific. And that is just another example of that with a golden duck. And Mujib ur Rahman is on a hat-trick. Glenn Phillips, he's a very competent, very good batter. But we were speaking about this pitch will be loved by these Afghani bowlers. And we haven't even seen the likes of Rashid Khan come in yet. Rashid Khan, one of the best bowlers you'll see. This is just an absolutely incredible start here from the Afghanis. Incredible start. He got a hat-trick against the West Indies. Is there any NRL games tonight? Natika, the next NRL game will be on Thursday, which is the Titans vs Dolphins. No NRL games till Thursday. And we've got Titans Dolphins Thursday. We've got 2 games Friday. We've got 4 games on Saturday, and then 1 game on Sunday. 183 is looking really difficult right now, man. You need Glenn Phillips and Seifert and Daryl Mitchell to fire up. Oh my gosh, hit the bat and pad, but no one was in close. That was a hat-trick ball right there. That was the hat-trick right there. That was a chance. That hit the bat onto the pad. It hit the bat onto the pad and then went up, but no one was in close for that. Oh, dude, that should have been gone. He should have had a hat-trick. That should have been a hat-trick. Oh, they went for the leg slip. That should have been a hat-trick, man. Wow. Next bowl. And he's... That is an incredible over from Mujiba Rahman. 2 runs, 2 wickets, 2 dot balls. And should have had a hat-trick and nearly got a 3rd wicket just then too. Mujib Rahman is absolutely on fire. Did he nick that into the keeper's gloves? What an incredible over there by Mujib Rahman. I'm Kiwi and we are screwed right now. Yeah, it's not looking good. You need Seifert and Phillips to just turn up right now. You need them to really find just something to get them going, because at the moment you're in a lot of trouble. Hold on. Gee whiz. 183 on the target. New bowler, Azmat. This is why you can never underestimate the Afghanis, man. They're prime time at the moment. Prime time at the moment. Oh my gosh, just hit your buddy down a wall for a second there. Azmat first bowl. Will be a dot ball. Notice Mitchell and Chapman are New Zealand's last chance for a big score. Well, no, you've got Phillips and Seifert here. By you saying last chance, you would have to assume that those 2 guys are at bat and they're the last chance. But yeah, you're not. Well, Mitchell Santner, he can hit around. If they go down to Mitchell Santner, I wouldn't be heavily reliant on James Neesham and below, but Mitchell Santner is the last guy that can really competently slap it around. Next bowl. Nice shot there. Will probably go to the boundary. Just got there. Just got there. That will be a boundary. Are we back now? We back now? Okay, we're back now. What I was saying is that we've still got to see Rashid Khan. We've still got Mujiba Rahman with three overs to bowl. That's going to be a wide here. It's not the runs that are the worry here for New Zealand, in my opinion, because I do believe these guys can still bat big, but it is the 2 wickets already. How about that seam up bowl for Rahman? Brilliant stuff. Middle stump, slapped him. Next bowl will be a dot ball. Because 19 runs through 2.3 overs, you're actually pretty chuffed with that compared to where Afghanistan were at. Why is this fraudster Rachin Ravindra in the team? Yeah, look, I'm not a massive fan of Ravindra Kraken. He has shown some really poor form in the batting. Really poor form. I don't know why he's in at 3, but Daryl Mitchell is down as low as 6. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. I spoke about this in a previous stream, and I'm speaking about it now. Daryl Mitchell is down too low. If anything, push him up 1. Ravindra needs to come down. Chuck in Glenn Phillips at 3 if you have to. Or put someone else there. I don't care, but Ravindra shouldn't be in at 3. He puts this team under too much pressure with his out-of-form batting. That'll be a single for Seifert. All right, Jay. See you soon. 20 for 2 through 2.4. Let's see how the Afghanis field, though. Fielding has been the crux in these upset teams getting wins. That's been the real crucial blow to these teams. 2.4 overs down. So Finn Allen, Seifert, Ravindra, and then Phillips, Chapman, Mitchell, and Santner, and then Neesham, Henry, Ferguson, and Duffy. Yeah, Santner is the last of them. Next bowl from Asmat. Oh, swing and a miss. They're claiming. No, I don't think so. I don't think I heard anything there. I don't know what they're claiming. Be a dot ball, though. Good bowl. Oh, they've called it a wide. Majid looking really ominous. He's looking terrifying. I'm glad Australia haven't been given a group here with Afghanistan in this group stage. I wouldn't have liked our opening game to be Afghanistan. After that Pakistan series, that's going to be a 4. Good shot there from Glenn Phillips to get off the mark, and it's 158 more runs from 103 balls. 158 from 103. Glenn Phillips gets off the mark. These guys need to stay in until like 8 overs down mark if they want to win this game. They need to stay to the 8 over mark. So while away, geez, that kid's going crazy. Asmat's getting up 11 runs with 2 wides here, 2 boundaries, a single, and 2 wides. Not been the greatest over here at all. But it's not the pace bowlers that are seeing the big numbers here. It's the spinners, obviously. Daniel says Needham is the last batsman. Neesham is the last batsman. He's diamonds or dust. I would say the last batsman, realistically, is Santner. But, yeah, Neesham can have a bit of a crack. But overall, you're not relying upon him, which is why I would say that... which is why I would say that Neesham isn't the last bat. The last bat, realistically, is Mitchell Santner. But like if we go back to that India series while we're having the switch of the overs in not ODI T21, we saw Neesham didn't even play. Next bowl will be a single. Again, Ravindra won. He also got up for a duck in that series. He's just been so poor, but Glenn Phillips is a good batter, man, 78. But Neesham didn't play there. Did he play any of that T20 series? Why is Shimmy Neesham selected here, but yet he didn't play in the first 2 games and probably didn't play the entire series of that T20 series against India? Yeah, he didn't play. Why is he in this team? That will be a dot ball. Good bowling. It's Mujibur Rahman, by the way. It's the one you got to watch for right now. With his form. Good word there. 157 from 100. We always knew this was going to be a tough chase. Oh, man. That's going to come off the... Is that off the bat or the pad? That's going to go back for a 4. That looked like a really awkward shot there. It will come off the bat just, but it will go at the back for a 4. You take it. Yeah, tries to go round leg side. Yeah, definitely comes off bat. And no one is ready for that. Yeah, as long as you get a tiny bit of bat on it, which is what he did, it will beat that short leg. Jimmy didn't play in the indoor series. I have no idea why he was selected. Yeah, he didn't. Jeez, your English is all over the shop. Needham, indoors series, Neesham in India, you mean? Your English is all over the shop, Daniel. So 6 runs off this over from Majid. And they'll be hit for a dot ball. Someone was close again. There was a chance there at another wicket. 2 for 8 through 1.5. He's got an economy of 4 at the moment. With those 2 wickets. Next bowl. Oh, another dot ball. Economy of 4 with 2 wickets. Like me last night, yeah. 4 overs gone, 31 for 2. Afghanistan well and truly in the advantage right now. Well and truly. Allen dismissal. Yeah, he's really utilising that back foot for that spin. He actually got it from around the stumps. Oh, wow, they are such different bowls, man. Mujibu Rahman, the way he bowls is so intriguing. Look at the finger placement as well off the ball. Paul, so I cashed out my 200 bet on Afghanistan and got back 291. Thanks, Afghanistan. I know New Zealand will make this close. I don't want to sweat this out. Yeah, fair enough. So 4 overs down, 31 for 2. No way would. How much did you? What odds did you get on? What odds did you get on there? They're going to get a single here. What odds did you get on to get $291 back? That must have been. Yeah, why bet $200 and then cash out when Afghanistan are in a very good position? I don't know how that necessarily works. 12 no, there's no way you would have received $291 back then. No chance. $200 bet and then on $2.12 odds and you got $291 back. There's Afghanistan would need to be like $1.30 favourites for that. There's no way there'd be $1.30 favourites right now. They'd be strong favourites, but they wouldn't be $1.30. That'd be dot ball. As can still win, but bro, you better 200. That doesn't make sense. I don't think that's. I don't think so. Maybe 215 cash out makes sense, or 230 at best. I assume. Yeah, 291 wouldn't be coming back. Afghanistan are $1.30 odds live. Really? Are they really? Still 291 is wild to mine. I don't know if you'd win back 50% of it. 50% extra. That will be knocked for a 4. Good shot there from Tim Seifert. He'll get a 23. So it'll be 40 for 2 here. No, sorry, 30 for 6 for 2. They already gave the 4. Paul's telling fibs again. First it was 4 a.m. Yeah, almost 4 a.m. Yeah, I don't know about this one. That's like, to receive that much back on a cash out, it needs to be basically guaranteed. It needs to be guaranteed. Next ball. Oh, that's a big shot. Oh, is it going to hit the boundary? Yeah, we'll get a 6. It will go the whole way there for Tim Seifert to 29. These are good runs here. Very good runs to get them back into this game. I don't think that's true, bro. I don't think it is. But with that being said, either way, like, you cashing out to not have to go through the stress is fair, but I don't believe 291 is the right one. Next bolt. It is going to be a single. Seifert saving them right now. 140 from 91 balls. Oh, they're going for a 2. I think he's out on a run out here. I think he's out on a run out. Oh no, New Zealand. That's ridiculous. Oh no. I think he's out here. They're going to check this. He might be out in a run out. This would be Glenn Phillips. This would be Glenn Phillips. This is going to be close. I think he's... Oh, it's so close. I think he might be in. I think he may be in here. Yeah, he's safe. Oh, it's such a good throw, but I think he's just safe. I don't know why they'd run the 2 there. That was so risky. His bat's down. Yeah, he's safe. Wow, that is so lucky for Glenn Phillips. For Tim Seifert, actually. It wasn't even Phillips. It was Tim Seifert who would have been out. Seifert carrying his good form from BBL. No, he is. That's for sure. But that was close, man. Very close for Seifert to go on 31 with a run out. And that will be smacked straight to the fielder for a dot ball. 139 from 90 balls. This is a good chase coming up. Yeah, only just. Very close, Paul. I wouldn't have said that it's game over, but I would have said that's pretty close to game over. I think Seifert needs to go for a massive score here for New Zealand to have a chance. It wouldn't have been game over, but it would have been super close to calling that. Again, they've got Glenn Phillips, they've got Daryl Mitchell, they've got Mitchell Santner, but would have been close enough, dude. I wonder when they bowl Mujibu Rahman again. Plus, I learned that just when you think teams are in trouble early on, they always rebuild. Yeah, sort of, but also it can completely go the opposite direction and teams can just struggle throughout. I wish I could have said the same thing about Australia against Pakistan, Paul, but obviously we did not. They did not rebuild. they they rebuilt my mental health problems, that's for sure. Oh, swing and a miss there. Is Mujiba Rahman getting his third over right now? They're just trying to really restrict them and chokehold them early on in this second innings. It's not enough to win most of the time in a T20 when you lose more than two in a power play. Yeah, 100%. Oh, that's going to go back for a four. That just gets past the fielder of Fazal, and Phillips will get the four. 135 from 88 balls. Runs to ball count is doable. It's the wickets that are worry. One wicket changes everything here. With Mujiba Rahman's bowling, as long as you get a nick on it, you're probably going to get a four down back. I've seen it plenty of times. I think what happens is the bowlers get complacent. I think the wicket's just going to fall. No, they're just all professional cricket players, and the batters can arc up and fire up for the fire up to turn the game on its head. They're all still professional batters. But what you're saying isn't necessarily true either. It definitely happens for sure, and teams fight their way back into the game. But that's professional sport. But more often than not, if you see a team struggling at the start, they will struggle throughout the most of the game. Doesn't mean every game. Again, I've seen what you're talking about, and I know what you're talking about. However, it's more often than not the team that struggles early will still struggle throughout the rest of the game. Again, keywords more often than not. Next bolt. Up in the air. But this is still the power play, so there's not going to be a man out there. It will be a 4. And the Kiwis are up at the 50 bomb. They're 52 for 2 with 131 more runs needed from 85 balls. As long as you get that over the inside, that's going for a boundary. I'm not reading that comment out, Jaco. Not reading that out. So 3 dot balls and 2 fours here from Majib. And there'll be a dot ball. So 4 dot balls and 2 fours. 8 runs off the over. Right now his economy 16 runs, 2 wickets through 3 overs. So what is he at? Just over the 5 runs on the economy. And there's going to be a drinks break here. It's so weird. We see a drinks break at the 14th over of the first innings, and then we see a drinks break at the 6th over of the first innings of the second. We see in the first innings a drinks break at the 14th over, and then we see in the second innings a drinks break at the 6th over, and then we'll see again at the 14th over. Today makes more sense than yesterday, because again, yesterday was 26, 25 degrees at night. Here is 30, 31 degrees, so it makes a lot more sense for the drinking now. But last night, having 2 drinks breaks in that second innings was just weird. So 52 for 2, 8.67 run rate. They are above where Afghanistan were at this stage, but Afghanistan were consistent. There is just so much riding on these 2 batters that just can't get out. I just cannot. Don't forget, right after this, we'll have England versus Nepal. What time does that game start, actually? Could I get... That game starts at 4:30 my time, so in about an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, the back end of the power play is where Afghanistan started to have a little bit of a wobble. Actually, yeah, so New Zealand are a little bit ahead of Afghanistan right now. But the wickets are the same. It's just that Afghanistan hadn't lost a wicket until this point. But then they lost 2 quick wickets around this point. .131 from 54. Phillips 18 from 14. Seifert 31 from 19. Shatij would put 10k live bet and then cash out and over later. It was Shatij's mate. It wasn't Shatij last night. So who will bowl now? Are we seeing Rashid yet? I know they're going to use him for the The crux over is a little bit later. No way, I'm going to see Rashid now. Rashid Khan will get his first over. This is a big over here. Just past the power play. Apparently they are deploying elite armed forces for protection at all matches. Yeah, so I was wondering that because I did see a gunned military officer before. There was a guy with an AK in the crowd before, and I was wondering, why are we saying that? But I do understand it when you put it like that. I do understand it again, especially with how the state of the world is currently. Yeah, there is military officers with AKs in the crowd right now. Rashid Khan, he's a big bowler, man. Got to be very careful. Be very careful right now. Rashid Khan and Phillips show a bit of respect to each other with the fist bump. If you punch through Seafit in this over, you are still going back on and probably thinking that Afghanistan rocket well back into $1.20 kind of favouritism. That must be why my broadcast may show mature scenes. Yes, yeah, I did see that when I was watching when I clicked on Prime. It said that it may show mature scenes because you can see the military personnel with the AKs. That would be quite scary. It'd be quite confronting. You're sitting there watching a game of cricket and you've got a guy literally like a metre to the right of you holding an AK-47. That'd be pretty confronting. 130 more runs from 83 balls is needed. And it will be a single here. So 2 singles off the first 2 balls from Rashid. Seifert now on 32. Phillips on 19. Yeah, I found that interesting when I did click that as well to get that show maturity. Are you watching on Prime as well, Joko? That will be a single. Surely everyone's pretty much watching this on Prime. Is it the worldwide broadcaster, Prime? Or is it... Because I know Australia is and New Zealand is. In KL, they had armed guards in the shopping centre. Are you talking about Kuala Lumpur? Yeah. Yeah, I saw that last year, mate. I saw that last year when I was there. That's up Broadway, and that is a 6. Glenn Phillips says, see you later. That's 25 runs for Glenn Phillips with a 6, and it's 122 more runs from 80 balls. The runs aren't the real big concern here for New Zealand. We know they can bat. It's just the wickets and how quickly they fell early doors. I wonder if that's for all games, though. Does anyone know if there's armed military? Oh, it'll be a 4. It will be a 4 for Glenn Phillips, and he is doing well right now. Rashid Khan's gotten whacked on this over. 13 runs off the over. Apparently, ticket price is very cheap, around $5. Yeah, it's India, bro. You can definitely get cheap tickets. You can pay expensive tickets, but you can definitely get cheap tickets as well. Glenn Phillips. He knows how to hit Rashid Khan right now. What domestic comp does Glenn Phillips playing? Oh, that's catch opportunity. Oh, will be dropped. Well, not dropped. It will just sit. It will drop just before the fielder. It's going to be a single. So it'll end up being 14 runs from the over there from Rashid. Glenn Phillips killed him with, I think, about 12 runs of the over. Okay, Afghan live odds are now 215. It was a good decision to cash out and not sweat this out. At least I can relax and enjoy the match. No, correct. I debate the 296 that you said, but with that being said, the cash out, it makes sense because this is going to be a very close game. I still think Afghanistan win this game, but New Zealand are putting on some real significant pressure in the middle order here. They're putting on some good pressure, but they just still can't have that wicket because a wicket here would send them out of whack. And with 1 wicket can bring 2, which can bring 3. Their required run rate is 9. Their current run rate is 9.43, so they have to keep this consistent pace. They have to keep the consistent pace here. 9.43 is their current run rate. The required run rate is 9. Zia, new bowler. He will come in for Afghanistan. Zia Ur-Rahman. Right arm, medium fast. Control 65, threat 66, variation 60. Skill scale from 0 to 100. Seven overs. Still 13 overs left here. And that will be a single. Surely they don't push the 2. Yeah, they pushed that 2 before, and I think they got a little bit scared from that, so they won't try and push anything there. The surface is quite green, eh? They have been speaking about it quite a bit in the commentary. We spoke about it at the beginning of the stream too. Seifert, 33 from 21. Phillips, 31 from 19. They're both hitting at a pretty good strike rate right now. Seifert on strike. And it will be another single here, just pushing and moving the chains. It's what the Kiwis are doing, just moving the chains. Oh my goodness me, they're actually going to get 2 runs out of that. They are pushing those extras very... Oh, there's an alarm going off in the stadium. Oh, it's a no ball. Okay, I was going to say, that was terrifying. Considering we're just speaking about the military armed personnel, you don't want to hear any alarm in the stadium going off, but that's a 2 runs, no ball. So free hit coming up now. Zia will give up a no ball. All of the games so far have been pretty close. West Indies, Scotland, kind of, not really, but Netherlands, Pakistan, yes. USA, India, yes, and this game, definitely. So free hit for Tim Seifert. You go for an absolute 6 slap up here. No, Afghanistan don't need a wicket badly, but they'd really like a wicket sometime soon. And that free hit will just be a dot ball. Really good there from Zia to not give up any more runs from that free hit. Rashid Khan, good fielding there. Yeah, don't base your entire opinion based off of odds, mate. Because the odds aren't accounting for the fact that New Zealand don't really bat a whole big deep, and if there is one wicket, it can really change it apart. This game is still 50-50 in the balance. That's good value for Afghanistan. Don't base the entire opinion off of odds. The next ball here from Zia. Again, they would really love a wicket. I'm not. That's going to be a wide, I reckon. Yep, there's a wide. Afghanistan are definitely looking for a wicket, but it's not like a necessity as we currently speak. But they want to get a wicket before at least 50 balls to go. They've got 26 balls to probably get a wicket, in my opinion. You could argue they need to get a wicket before the 10th over, so that's like 16 balls away, but it's not like an immediate necessity right now. But a very helping hand would a wicket be. Next ball. Oh, that was it too. Just goes past the stumps. So close to bowling him. So close. Zia has been wayward here though. He's got 2 dot balls, a single, a 2 no ball. It's just been all over the shop. At least he hasn't given up any massive boundaries. Yeah, Seifert and Duplessis, mirror for mirror, they do look very similar. Duplessis is South Africa, obviously. Shouldn't be rocket science, though, considering the name. Maybe he plays for England, though. Maybe. With a name like Duplessis, surely he plays for England. But yeah. Oh, that will go at the back there just for a single. 72 for 2. 72 for 2. Such an interesting point of this game, though, right now. Very interesting point. This is such a weird over. 1, 2 no ball, dot ball, 1, dot ball, 1. It's so weird. No, sorry, 2, dot ball, 1. What? When I'm done watching this game, can I watch the Broncos Tigers 2025? What? What are you talking about? What? What are you talking about? Let's give me a single there. What is that comment? That's one of the most random comments that we've nearly ever seen here on this. That is possibly the most random comment I've ever seen on one of these streams. We've seen a lot of random comments. That is the most perplexing random comment I've ever seen. Brisbane Broncos vs Tigers 2025? Why do you want me to watch that? One, I already would have watched it. I would have streamed it last year. But also, why do you need me to watch that? It's not exactly an exciting 2 teams there. Broncos vs Tigers. What's just happened? What is that comment? What is that? Anyway, moving on. Moving on. I don't even know what the result of that game was. Wasn't that like a blowout, Bronx? So 108 more runs from 72 balls? I can't remember. I just don't get that comment. I'm trying to figure out like the context behind it. Like why? But if you want to see my reaction to whatever game you're talking about, I would have live streamed it, so you can go back and have a look at the live stream. By the way, Jay, is it still coming through that you can't see the comment section? The live chat replay? Next bowl. And it's going to be a single. Azmat, 107 runs from 71 balls. (107 from 71). Speed of 135.7 here for Azmat. Reese, I'm never watching Dragons Knights ever again. Ever. Not even if there's a fire. Will I watch Dragons vs Knights? And the fire is the Dragons versus the Knights. Are we single? But it's like, it's not even a big game we're talking about here. It's not like someone said, can you watch the grand final, or the Raiders versus the Broncos, or Titans versus the Panthers, or, you know, Sharks versus the Broncos. It's not like we're talking about a big time game. We're talking Bronx Tigers here. I clicked on a live from months ago and no chat come up. It's like that on other streams. It is swinging back in New Zealand's favour now, Paul, but one wicket changes everything. Oh, that is going to go for a 4. That is going to be a nice shot there. Azmat gives up a 4 to Glenn Phillips on 37. Now is when you're starting to say, look, you wanted a wicket now. But I'd still say a wicket isn't a necessity until before. You need it before the 10th over. If you don't get a wicket before the 10th over, New Zealand would go on to win this game surely. This is a good game though, because we just know what cricket does. It will be topsy-turvy. That's going to be Nixie behind for a 4. And now with these boundaries opening up, these batters are set. They do need a wicket now. With these batters starting to find their rhythm, now is when you need to pounce. Every time New Zealand lose 1 wicket, it feels like we lose 2-3. Yeah. Yeah, but New Zealand right now are doing pretty strongly. Yeah. They're doing exactly what Afghanistan did in this middle portion, just at a better rate currently. They're 30 runs behind the ball count. Afghanistan desperately need a wicket within the next 8 balls before the 10th over. Win predictor, 55% for New Zealand, 45% for Afghanistan. It's still in the balance, but in the edge of the Kiwis. Next bolt. It will be a single. It will be a single. Is it all live streams, Jay, or just like the individual, a couple of ones that you've seen? Can you, like, for example, can you go back and have a look at the India vs USA one from yesterday and see if you can see the live chat replay? 97 from 67. 9.74 is the current run rate. Required is 8.69. They still need to be consistent with this. It will be a single. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 runs from the over there from Azmat. So they're above by about 1 on the required. Anyone, all streamers. Oh, all streamers. Okay, so not just me. Okay. Because I was like, I didn't do anything, adjust my settings or anything like that. Because you can take your live chat replay off. You can do that. But I haven't. But if it's all streamers, then yeah, YouTube must be playing around with it. I wonder what the point would be to playing around with it. Rashid Khan needs to have a much better over than he had before. He got 14 runs in his first over. Rashid Khan needs to be much better in this one. Yeah, they're well ahead of Afghanistan now in this portion of the game. Both teams had the 2 wickets right now. And it's funny because Tim Seifert nearly got done on the first ball of the game, but ended up going for the 4. He's just been batting really, really well here. Unless if I have somehow changed my settings while I was asleep. No, I wouldn't doubt you. Maybe if you Google it. There'll be a single there for Seifert. I'll Google it. Live chat replay YouTube. Surely this comes up. Let's go news. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of Vietnamese articles. Yeah, nothing about it on Google. Just came back at 85 for 2. Geez, New Zealand seem like they're going to win this, and Mitch hasn't even batted yet. What does Mitch have to do with it? But, oh, he's gone! That's massive wicket there! Phillips is gone. Rashid Khan gets him, and the game's back on. That is a huge wicket. Glenn Phillips, he edges that one onto his own stumps, and the wicket was really needed before that 10th over, and they pick it up. But Lagan, it's not about New Zealand. It seems like they're going to win this. This is a very, very close game. This can go either way so far. This can go either way. 88 for 3, 95 runs from 64 balls. This is a very close game. Excellent work, Afghanistan. They really needed that wicket, and Rashid Khan needed to bounce back after that really poor first over where he gave up 14 runs. Is Rashid Khan giving it to... Is he going and having a crack at Glenn Phillips there? Is he like... Was he having a crack at Glenn Phillips? Like, he was animated there. I get it. This game is on the topsy-turvy. It is on a knife's edge. But he was really animated. Was he having a crack at Glenn Phillips, or was he just celebrating with his Afghani teammates? I don't know. Sometimes wicket fall immediately after the drinks break 10th over. Absolutely. But also, 1 wicket can bring 2, which is what we saw with Mujibur Rahman, where he got 2 wickets back-to-back. Well, here we go. Mark Chapman will come in. These 3 are the final real batters that you look at. Mark Chapman, Daryl Mitchell, and Mitchell Santner. He went for 14 in his first over, yeah. Mark Chapman, innovation 70. Okay, well, it didn't show the whole thing. That will end up just being a single here. Chapman on 1. That was such an important wicket, man. That kept the game going. That has kept the game on here. Yeah, the wicket of Phillips is big because we know Phillips can go absolutely massive. If they get Seifert before the 11th over, this game is going to be so down to the wire, man. Like, it'll just be on that knife's edge the entirety of the game. If they get Seifert anytime soon... Oh, that was nearly a bowling caught there of Seifert as I said that. It'll be a single. Rashid's having an immense over here. 3 runs, 1 wicket off of 4 balls. So Fazal Haq has got 2 more overs left. Mujib 1 more over. Azmat 2 more overs. Rashid 2 more overs after this. That will be a single. This should be 2 actually. Push the 2, push the 2, push the 2. They will get 2. Chapman on 3. Was keen for this game and it's delivering so far. Yeah, this was the game of the day that I was looking forward to. But all the T20 World Cup games are delivering right now. Netherlands, Pakistan delivered. West Indies, Scotland was okay. USA, India delivered. This game, absolutely delivering. But as I said before, as an Australian, this would have been the worst matchup for us as an opener. This would have been the one game I did not want to play against Afghanistan because they're such a cheeky, tricky team. And this is a trial by fire here for the Kiwis. Because it's not like a bolter in your face Australia or India or Pakistan or England kind of deal. Like, it's not these in your face teams. Well, Pakistan would have been tricky as well, but it's not your in your face teams. It's one of those teams that can be in your face but kind of hide around that 10 through 8 region, 10 through 7 region of the ICC rankings. Game is opened up for sure. Don't forget, guys, right after this we'll have England versus Nepal and then Sri Lanka versus Ireland. And then tomorrow we'll be live as Scotland play Italy, Oman play Zimbabwe, and South Africa play Canada. So if you love your cricket, this is the place to be. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the old thumbs up button. We're going to smash out the cricket in this February. 91 for runs from 60 balls. Ooh, really awkward shot there, but he will get a single from it, Seaford. He'll be on 43. This game wasn't ever not opened up. Afghanistan had the advantage massively, and then New Zealand took back the advantage, and now Afghanistan, it's still 50-50. There's no advantage right now. Both teams are on a 50-50 slant. 90 runs for 59 balls is definitely doable, but they just can't have those wickets. And don't forget, if you are a New Zealand cricket fan, we do have in the pinned comment some fan-inspired merchandise for you in regards to this New Zealand cricket team. Just proper Kiwi cricket. It's actually one of my favourite merchandises that we've got there. That's in the pinned comment. Go check it out. So Zia, he is bowling. And it will be a good shot for a boundary. Chapman gets a 4, and he'll be on 7 runs. Huge boundary there, so 86 runs from 58 balls. Drazis, whose shoes would you rather be at the moment? Kiwis. I would always rather be on the attack than on the defence. At the end of the day, no matter what for Afghanistan, they know how many balls they've got to bowl, but they can only go through one ball at a time, whilst the Kiwis can get 6 runs from one ball. Kiwis can get 4 runs from one ball. They can get 2, they can get 3. They can equal it out with a single. The Kiwis do have the advantage in that thought process and that mentality right now, and that's going to go towards the boundary again, but it should just be... It will be 2. It will be 2. I would always prefer to be on the attack as we currently speak. They've still got batters here that can bat. They've still got batters here. After this over, I'm going to go grab myself a Coke Zero. So 84 runs from 57 balls. How good's cricket, son? This is a good game. Next bolt. That's just going to be awkwardly hit into the ground. Great fielding there to stop that from going for a 4. Wow, single. That's an excellent piece of fielding. Afghanistan have definitely been better fielding than the Kiwis. 100 for 3. They've hit the 100 mark. 10.4 overs down. They are aiming towards the 200, so they definitely can get above this run count. But the wickets will slow them down. 100 runs, 10 kits delivered. We haven't seen a team get 200 yet, have we? We haven't. Such a close game at the moment. Zia. Oh, dot ball. 83-55, here come the Kiwis. Smithson, you missed out your opportunity for a here come the Kiwis. About 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, you could have come in and said, here come the Kiwis, because they were dominating. They were really, not getting any wickets, and they were moving through the motions really well. Then they've had that wicket now, and this game is well and truly back in the balance of it. Probably not the right time to here come the Kiwis, but if they can stay in for another good couple of overs here without a wicket, and see if it stays in, it gets that 50 bomb, then the Kiwis have a real strong chance, and here to come the Kiwis definitely works then. Right this very second, though, it's absolutely in the balance. We just need to see how it pans out. That will go for a single and see if it'll be on 44. So a comfortable 9 runs from the over there. I think they probably runs needed to balls is probably pretty equal right now. I'm going to quickly run and get a Coke Zero, guys. Give me 1 second. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I'll be 2 seconds. All right, we're back. And they've got a ball for Rashid Khan. Gives up a boundary off of the first ball. 78 runs from 53 balls. That's a good shot. Good shot for a 4. 78 from 53. I just realised I'm now in front of the score, so I love that. I love that. I hate when it updates before me. Okay, next ball. Oh, catch him! He's dropped him! Oh no, he's dropped Seaford on 48. Oh, Rashid Khan has just dropped him on 48. Oh, you're kidding, Rashid. That is the game right there, bro. That's the game right there if he catches that. Oh my gosh. That is a brutal drop from Afghanistan. That is absolutely brutal. That's going to be a dot ball. So, Night Eyes, was he talking shit to Glenn Phillips? Because I was trying to figure out whether he was just celebrating with his Afghani teammates the wicket or if he was having a crack at Glenn Phillips. I thought he was having a crack at Glenn Phillips, but I just wasn't sure. Deary me. That is just a big drop, man. Yeah, he was. Yeah, fair enough, Knight. Yeah, he was talking shit. Fair enough. That is such a big drop. Seaford on 48. It's like that Suryakami Yadav drop last night. He gets a really strong left hand on it there. He's a bit of karma there then. If he gets that, this game is so 50-50. That's going to go straight up Broadway. And it will be... Oh, wow. Awkward fielding, but it'll just be the 2 runs. 75 from 49. I wonder why he was talking shit to Glenn Phillips, because they were showing a lot of respect for each other before the batting. They were showing a lot of respect for each other. I'm intrigued by that. Again, I did think that he was talking shit to him, but I wasn't sure. Dot ball. 75 from 48. I'm feeling like we're going to have a massive T20 World Cup here, lads. I feel like this is going to be a really good tournament. Maybe we may see a surprise winner. Maybe it won't be either India or Australia. This might be a super even tournament. Most runs for New Zealand T20I, Guptill 1, Williamson 2, Phillips 3, McCullum 4, and Seifert 5. You know, this is looking like an exciting World Cup is on hand here. Nepal beating England. I don't know if Harrison and Chris would pop up again here. Harrison told us that he was putting a bet on England, so they're already lost. Now, Harrison was going to bed at like 6 a.m, mate, so that was like an hour ago. Mohamed Nabi, who'll come in for his first bowl, 12 overs deep. He's a good bowler here, Nabi. But Harrison was going to bed at 6 a.m, which was like dead set 2 hours ago. So don't expect him here. Nabi, first bowl, bit of spin, and dot ball, good bowl. Betting on England at $1.15 odds. Damn, what a flex indeed. Well, Duraz, I feel like Shatij and his mate, they're going to chuck 20,000 on $1.15. Shatij, if you're still here, mate, if you're still here, you putting 100k on England at $1.15? Oh, big shot, but it will be 6. It will be 6. Yes, it is. He's still here. Tell your mate, please don't put 10,000 American dollars on England at $1.15. And Timmy Seifert with a 30 bum, 30 bum, 30, 30, 30 bum, 30 bum, 30 bum, 30, 30, 30 bum. Huge 30 bum by Timmy Seifert. Massive. Ajit says, why don't they send Daryl Mitchell at the middle order? He's the one who plays best spin bowling all of them. Dude, Daryl Mitchell is down too low in the order. I've constantly said Rashin Ravindra should not be where he is, and Daryl Mitchell should be higher in the order. He's the best batter in ODI right now. He is literally ranked number 1 in the ICC rankings for batting in ODI. I know this is T20. Seifert slaps a 6. And this is what you get for dropping in Rashid Khan. This is what happens when you drop a big-time player like this. He really punishes you. And that's 2 6s for Tim Seifert, and the Kiwis have rocketed back into favouritism here. It probably is the game. If you catch Tim Seifert there, like, I think that there is still a really good chance that you could lock through Daryl Mitchell pretty quickly. I do. I really feel like they could have used that motivation from that 1 wicket to turn that into 2. But keeping Tim Seifert there, dropping him on 48, is probably going to be the crucial blow. And we're going to look across all these games in this opening part of the T20 World Cup, and we're going to say, drop catches are killing teams. Catches win matches, baby. Are we going to get another upset tonight from another crucial drop catch? Probably, Draz. Probably. And that is going to be slap for a 4 from Tim Seifert. Rashid Khan, he would be absolutely excruciatingly in pain right now. He would be just in excruciating pain watching him destroy this as we speak. It's just really too easy for Tim Seifert. And the Kiwis are looking alright. They're looking alright. Afghanistan 31% of the win predictor. New Zealand 69%. But a wicket can change everything. That is a big shot. He's gone! Tim Seifert's gone on 65. He got too cheeky. He got too cheeky. Gap of 6. He got over 4. And now we do see the Afghanis come back into the game. Smith says shocking bowling this over. Yes, but it's turned into a wicket. And the big one. Tim Seifert. Daryl Mitchell will come in. Can they turn 1 wicket into 2 here? I was just saying I could see a 1 wicket into 2 with Daryl Mitchell. This brings them back into the game. It was starting to look like it was all over and New Zealand were going to whack them around. But now, Afghanistan are back. Just when I was going to say New Zealand run away with it. Well, I was kind of just alluding to that, Duraz. I was kind of just alluding to that. But 59 runs from 43 balls, 6 wickets in hand. And New Zealand really going to steal defeat from the jaws of victory? I don't know if I would use that in this way because it's still it's been tough for New Zealand. They've just had to play really good batting. They have been. They have just been really good in regards to the batting. .59 runs from 43 balls here. What a game to open up this day, though. Daryl Mitchell, you don't want to see him going. You see him going, and then you're going to start to stress a little bit, Kiwis. It's still 50-50 in the balance and with a wicket here, but Daryl Mitchell is the best ODI batter in the world right now. T20 not so much, but you know with him being the best batter in the world in ODI, he can hit. And that will end up being 2 runs. 2 runs? Yeah, they'll get 2 out of it. Still should be our game, to be honest. Not necessarily. You'd say favouritism is still with the Kiwis, but I wouldn't necessarily say that. Is the Auckland Bridge falling down? No way. No, they've still got the advantage here, Logan. Give me 1 second here, guys. Just give me 1 sec. And also, Auckland Bridge. That's not coming down, son. Actually, hold on. Give me 1 second again. All right, we're back. Paul will be happy if New Zealand win, and bro will be like, good thing I cashed. Yeah. Yeah, well, again, like, it's a hard one because I did tip Afghanistan to have a sneaky here. I'm pretty happy with how they performed regardless. But I don't want Afghanistan to win for a few personal reasons. And I would prefer the Kiwis to win because I love the Kiwis. But also the tournament would be so awake if Afghanistan won this game. The whole tournament would be so awake. I just take the same stance as Australia do when it comes to Afghanistan not allowing women to play in their country. I really don't like it. I get it's your culture. I get it's your belief system. I get it, but I don't agree with it. And I'm allowed and entitled to have that agreement. I'm allowed and entitled to have that disagreement. Doesn't mean that I'm going to force my opinion onto you and force my thought process that you're wrong. I do believe you're wrong, but I'm not going to say you must change this. It's just that I will have this opinion until that is changed one day, hopefully. 52 runs and 40 balls. A boundary hit off Rashid. He hasn't had a good day of bowling, that's for sure, Rashid. He got that 1 wicket, though. Jaggers, it's not long now until the Nepalese absolutely smack the English into obliteration. Yeah, I agree. Daryl Mitchell, beautiful shot. 67% for New Zealand to win, 33% for Afghanistan. Afghanistan really need another wicket very soon of Daryl Mitchell. If they get through Mitchell, I know Chapman can still bat, but if they can get Mitchell pretty quickly, they're still in it, but they do need it pretty quickly. They wouldn't even be in the situation if Ravinder wasn't the 1 in 3, though. "51 runs from 39 balls. That is going to end up being a single. So 50 runs from 38 balls. The runs to ball counts, not the worry. That's not the worry. They need to figure out how to limit them. Name 3 Nepalese players without Google. Sandeep Lamashan, Labushan, and I think there's a bloke on their team called Sandeep. Might be related to Labushan. Oh, I think he's safe. I think he's safe there. Close to a run out there. Close to a run out. But no, seriously, like I could name you every single Nepalese player. Like they're unbelievable, Jacko. You know, I won't even use Google. Yeah, he's safe. I won't even use Google. You know, Lalit Rajbanshi. He's unbelievable. Sampal Kami, Arif Sheikh, Karan Kaisi, Dipendra Singh Jari, Sandeep Lamashan. I didn't mention him before. Kushar Bertel. Oh my gosh, unbelievable player. Asif Sheikh might be the best wicketkeeper in the world. Might be the best wicketkeeper in the world. That's going to be just a single here for Mitchell. He gets a 10. I haven't even mentioned yet Rohit Patel or Sandeep Jora. I haven't even mentioned Nandan Yadav, Shamala, Lokesh Bam, Galshan Kumar Jha, or Basi Arhamad. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if I had Google at my disposal? Could you imagine? Couldn't even use Google. That's pretty good for me, though. So it says there's a lot of gaps for twos in this field. There is. New Zealand should win this game, which means that Afghanistan must beat South Africa if they want a chance to get through to the Super 8s. They must beat the old South Africans. Afghanistan will play South Africa on Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday. Cricket, let's have a look. So that's a big game. Because if South Africa lose that, then they must beat New Zealand. And then that would be a really interesting net run rate battle to get through. It's a drinks break, by the way, guys. So do me a favour, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. If you do like these streams, really appreciate you for tuning in. We are building cricket on this channel as a pretty brand new sport here. So do hit that subscribe button. If I get a lot of messages about this, and we've got a few people commenting on YouTube, if you are watching this and you're too afraid to comment, please don't feel afraid. Please jump into the comment section, provide your opinions and provide your thoughts. It's all good fun, bit of banter, bit of laugh. There's a difference with the intention. You can tell the intention behind people who deliberately say things they don't know anything about, or if you're genuinely just asking a question that you don't know about, or if you're getting involved in the banter and whatnot, it's completely fine. So don't ever feel afraid to get involved and have a bit of a laugh. The only time we slap people down is when you get Smiths talking about nobody can beat the Broncos this year in the NRL when he doesn't even watch the rugby league, or if he says, you know, New Zealand's going to win the entire trophy. Or Jacko says something absolutely stupid, or Harrison just exists. You know, that's when we slap him down. But they also understand that it's all in good value and it's all in good sport and in good chatting and banter and whatnot. So if you watch enough of these streams, you kind of understand and you get where we're coming from, and you get that the banter isn't serious. Like if I call Jacko a muppet, he is a muppet, but I'm not actually insulting him as a person. So don't ever feel afraid. I get a lot of messages about this and a few comments on YouTube that, you know, they're a little bit nervous to jump into the chat. So never feel afraid unless Lagan's there. Then feel afraid because that guy's an idiot. Smith says, I'm getting L'Oreal mascara ads on my broadcast. That's because it's catering to your needs, mate. I can't imagine there's many women watching New Zealand versus Afghanistan. No, it's just catering to your individual needs, mister. True. Asif Sheikh, best wicketkeeper in the world. Clear of that Carey bloke. Yeah, better than Josh Butler, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, Josh Butler's a cat. I set a low benchmark for comments. You do, mister. Yeah, you do. The mods usually scare off people. No. I think what people get a little bit... Unless you've watched a lot of the streams, people might think that the way I respond can be quite full on, which is fair and valid, but if you watch enough of the streams, you understand that it's all in good part of it. You understand it. But some people who are new might be quite confronted by, for example, the conversations and whatnot that we had with Malik. That would be the biggest ones. English fans said Jamie Smith over Carey too. Yep, that's because English fans are stupid. That'll be a single here for Darryl Mitchell, who'll get to 12. Mujibur Rahman is bowling. They need to limit them massively. It's 44 runs from 33 balls. They need to limit them massively. England are in for a slapping. Come on, the Nepalese. Fire up, Nepal. Fire up. Oh, that's a 6. That is an awful bowl from Mujibur Rahman. That should be a no ball too. That should be a free hit. That should be a free hit 6. That was above the waist. That was well above the waist. That should be a free hit 6. Oz first game's on Tuesday against Ireland. Highlands fan. Oh, no, sorry, maybe Wednesday. I think it might be Wednesday against Ireland. Yeah, Wednesday against Ireland. New Zealand play UAE on Tuesday, so they get 2 games before we get our game. Yeah, this game's over, lads. This game's over. The Kiwis are going to run rampant here. That's a boundary. It's 34 from 31. Here they go. Yeah, there is not much pressure in this field as we speak. Smithster? Malik would find anything confronting. No, Malik, I don't care what Malik thinks in regards to confronting. That guy's a clown. But, no, we're talking about, like, casual views and stuff. I don't know how Oz first game is. Is it strong or not? Our fist game is. Oh, what path are we going down, Jacko? Oz fist game? You want to know our fisting technique? That's a bit weird. That's a real bit strange there from you, Jacko. You want to know how Australians fist? Is it strong or nah? Look, mate, this is a cricket sports stream. We don't go down the old sexual path. Look, you do what you need to do in life, mate. It's not up to me or anything like that. We don't judge. You're entitled to be who you want to be. But yeah, I don't know about the old Australian fisting game. Taraz says at 14 for 2, looked for sure the upset was on, but New Zealand find a way. They always overpunch. Well, I wouldn't say this is overpunch. They were the favourites for this game, but I get where you're coming from. But with that being said, it's not punching above their weight here. Afghanistan have punched above their weight here. Sean James pretty much got bashed out of this channel. What? Sean loves it here. Sean's always here. Sean got bashed out of this channel? James just got... What's Slag talking about? Got bashed out of this channel? And that will be a single here. Oh, some guy. Maybe I've missed a comment here, Jacko, that you're using. Who said fist game? Oh, I get you now, Jacko. Well, you can still take the slap up, but with that being said, I get you now because Highlander says fist game, yeah. Yeah, look, still Jacko, take it regardless. Jay's response is just like, take that. Get that in you. I know Duraz has seen it many times. Yeah, no, he's always here. So 152 for 4 through 15.1. Well, they don't need many runs now. Could you see this tournament being similar to 2021 where chasing teams almost always won? I think it's a bit unfair right now to use that because Pakistan were heavy favourites against the Netherlands and struggled to chase but did chase. I don't know who chased in Western Indies, Scotland. India, again, heavy favourites and chased, and New Zealand were heavy enough favourites and chased. So it's a bit unfair to use that right now. I can't tell you about this tournament currently based off of 3 favourites. Our original decision was no ball. That is a no ball. So, I don't know, Reese. I need to see a couple of the minnow teams and how they perform. Like, for example, England and Nepal's not going to be a good example. Sri Lanka, Ireland could be a good example. And it's a no ball. I was correct. So 30 runs from 30 balls is needed, and it's a free hit. These smaller countries are catching up. Sort of. Like, they are, but they're... Like, I just think that India and Pakistan took it for granted yesterday. And I hope England take it for granted against Nepal. Free hit. Big swing, big miss. Well bowled. Well bowled. But we have had quite a few people go through that England versus Nepal stream already, and they've all voted for Nepal, so we'll probably have a few Nepalese on that stream. I don't know how many will speak English, though. Dry says, as an Australian fan, fake. Can't take Ireland for granted seeing how close Netherlands and USA came. Dude, I'm not taking jack shit for granted. I wouldn't take the Engadine under 12s for granted against this Australian team as we currently speak. Big shot. Oh, would it only be a single? I wouldn't say the USA is catching up. And I wouldn't say that Netherlands is catching up. But I do think that they can make it competitive. I don't see any time in the near or long future USA or Netherlands winning a World Cup. But I do think they're a lot more competitive now. There's never going to be the funding. There's never going to be the growth capacity there. In my opinion. Never's not a good word to use. I hate using the word never because you never know. But very doubtful. I guess it's hard for me to beat those fake fan allegations by Blaze. Look, listen. You're the one who brought it upon yourself. If I ever hear a negative comment from you about Australia during an Australian game ever again, tell you what. Thanks for the call. I'm going to take a break and catch you in the next match. All right, Paul. We'll see you then. Up in the air. Gone. Chapman is gone. It's 155 for 5. Don't throw this away, New Zealand. 155 for 5. And you're into Santner now. Yeah, City versus Liverpool today. City versus Liverpool. It's not allegations as well, Ibrahim. You're right. It's confirmed fact, Duraz. Confirmed fact. But we will see a wicket there. Can we see Afghanistan get a little bit of a resurgence here? They would need a couple of good wickets. 5 wickets in hand. Would be great for the game if the USA did well. Would it? I think it would be bigger if countries in Europe did well. I feel like you could see a bit more growth. I don't think that the Americans are ever going to get behind cricket because they've already got baseball. Europe has football, but it's a different sport. I still don't know if Europe would do it, actually, to be fair. I don't know how much of a growth capacity there is. I guess, you know what would be a big chance? If Canada was good. Canada's a good shout. A lot of Indians live in Canada now. If Canada became good, that would be major growth. And if it could grow in Canada, then that could infiltrate into America. I think the only way to America is through Canada for cricket. It's an interesting thought process, though. Next bowl. It's a great point from Smithster. Oh, is he out? My goodness, Santner nearly just got done on a golden duck. 28 runs from 26 balls. I think investment will come into USA from rich Indians. That's a good thought process. It is a pretty interesting thought process there. Same thing could go for Canada. Could. That was a good bowl. Oh, yeah, it doesn't hit. There's 5 million Indians in the USA and there's more coming in fast. I don't know about now with what Trump's doing, but we're not going to go down that path anyway. We're not going to go down that path. Ooh, spicy bowl from Azmat. He's still got 1 over left as well. 4 overs to go here. 28 runs from 24 balls. It's still not easy. If they get another wicket in this next over, this game's still on. The Kiwis, it would be a massive throwaway, but this game is still on. Oh, Yagub has just tagged me in a reel. Lovely. Lovely. I'm going to put a comment. Hold on 1 second. Also a reminder. Thanks for the reminder. Also a reminder. I hate you. And I, yeah. Next ball. It's going to be a single. Cat. Daniel says, glorious wicket in had Chapman under 25 run. Let's try and fix that English again, Daniel. Glorious wicket had Chapman under 29.5 runs at $1.87. Good stuff. How much you win? Looks like you can join up as a member. Good stuff. All right, so we've got 25 balls to go here. No, 23 balls to go. So I was a little bit distracted because I had a collaboration request on Instagram. 26 from 23 balls is needed for New Zealand. Zia is bowling, and it's going to end up being a single there. Do you think Kiwis will finish the game? I do think Kiwis win this game, Travis, but Afghanistan have still made it interesting again with that wicket. Need 25 runs from 22 balls. They only need 6.82 runs per over. If they can get Mitchell right now, the game's back on. The next over will decide both these teams' World Cup fate. Well, not necessarily. Both these teams' World Cup fate's a bit cool. If Afghanistan lose, they must beat South Africa. If New Zealand lose, they must beat South Africa. So, like, the fate really depends on South Africa, really. But they do need wickets here, Afghanistan. They do need wickets massively. You need to squeeze. This has to be the squeeze right this second. Santner on striking. He's going to tell him, hold up. Just over half an hour until we start up the stream for England versus Nepal. Just over half an hour. And that will end up being a dot ball. Good stuff here from Afghanistan. 25 needed from 21 balls. Ooh, this is getting interesting. Run rate is 9.58. But the chokehold could be on. Drop Rashin Ravindra and used Evan Conway. Conway's not as good as he once was, but I do prefer Conway to Ravindra right now, batting-wise. I do. Ravindra has not been on form at all recently. And today again with a golden duck. Next ball from Zia. And it will be a single. They'll take it. They'll take everything they can get. Oh, you're shitting me, Afghanistan. That's an awful misfield there for a 2 runs. That is just awful. I disagree with you. I agree with Travis 100%. I think Ravindra just needs one good knock. He had an awful series against India and has been awful here today. He just isn't performing at the level at the moment. At least Evan Conway got a couple of 40s in that India series. Ravindra just has been shocking. And it's like he'll go and have a big performance against a team like Canada or who's the other team? UAE on Tuesday, the United Arab Emirates on Tuesday. He'll probably go and have a big performance. If he doesn't have a good performance there, surely he gets dropped. Next ball. Swing. Oh, nearly a catch there. But that will go for 4. They need wickets immediately. It's 19 from 19. They need wickets right now, Afghanistan. That was very close to a wicket. That was very close to a wicket. I just got a message, Jay, on Instagram from a Jay Dollarhenty saying, I don't think he understood what he said. Can Jay unhide me? I don't think he understood what I said. Jay, who do you hide? Who did you hide? Who did you hide? Is that you, Lagan? Well, no, I don't think we should be hiding Lagan. Oh, that's up in the air. Will be 6. Yeah, this game's done. Oh, you timed Lagan out for 24 hours. 24 hours is crazy. Well, he does say that I don't think, yeah. No, he probably just thinks he got hidden, Joe, rather than timed out for 24 hours. That's funny as. Well, obviously he doesn't have an ult. That is obviously his only one. Now, Lagan is a muppet, but I still think he does bring value to these streams at times. But he is a muppet. I asked Lagan where Ruse went. Oh, Jay, I think you did actually misunderstand it. So he asked Lagan where Ruse went, and then Lagan said got bashed out of the channel. Maybe you did misunderstand him, Jay. That's too funny though, man. Yeah, maybe just change it to a minute. We'll give him a chance now. Give him a chance to explain himself now. That's so funny though. I didn't even know because I don't get to see how long you time him out for. So for everyone here, if you get timed out, I know how long. If I time you out, I know how long you get timed out for. That's a single here. It's 12 from 17. I know how long you get timed out for there. But on my side, when the moderators time you out, I don't actually see how long it goes for. So I had no idea. So 34 for 1 through 15 from 17 overs. New Zealand, pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. 12 runs from 17 is needed. So next ball from Asmat. And that will be going for a 4. This game is done. New Zealand will get the job done. There's 8 runs from 16 balls. It's been an interesting game. It's been back and forth. This has been a really good T20 World Cup game. It has been a really positive T20 World Cup game. Don't forget, guys, in 25 minutes' time, we'll be live for England versus Nepal. And then right after that, we'll have Sri Lanka versus Ireland. No, I didn't get any email, Sean. I did check that. I didn't get an email. 8 from 16. Oh, that'll be a single. And misses that. So they probably should get 2 runs off that. Rashid dropping Tim Seifert probably is where this game was dropped. It's going to be a winning start. I do think this is an impressive win for New Zealand because they were able to face adversity in this game. Anyway, like, we'll get you back. You can come back for the next stream. Take this with a chill bit, and then we'll see you for the England Nepal game. Who do you think gets man of the match? Man of the match for mine probably goes to. Well, Tim Seifert's clearly been the best batter. Oh, that's a big shot from Darryl Mitchell for the 6, and they're tied. They need 1 run from 14 balls. This has been a clean finish here. In regards to bowling for New Zealand, we saw 2 wickets from Lockie Ferguson. No, I do think it has to go to Timmy Seifert. I think he was fantastic. Tim Seifert 65 is what's won them this game. Glenn Phillips 42 was good, but 65 from Seifert getting through the bowl of Finn Allen and the golden duck of Rashin Rajvinja is staying put. And this is going to be probably a free hit too. Oh, okay, fair enough, Joe. Spencer says, the crazy characters in the chat are the best. You know, it's all part of it. Like I said, I think Jay missed one of my comments. I was talking about Sean. I was replying to Sean about Ruse. He asked what happened to Ruse, and that's when I replied with that comment. I'm not part of it. No, that's not a no ball. That's not a free hit. It doesn't matter. Like, what's the point of this? It's not a free hit. And even if it was a free hit, like, they need 1 run, lads. They need 1 run. So Mitchell on 24, set on 17. Why are we even bothering checking to see if this is a no ball? Like, what's the real point of it? Yeah, I'm not biting on that last one. Alright, Darren Mitchell, 24. He's been good. Galbadan had a good knock. Galbadan was very good. He was very good for Afghanistan. Final probable ball, and that will be it. New Zealand will take the victory over Afghanistan in their first game of the T20 World Cup. This forces Afghanistan to must beat South Africa when they play them on, I think it is Tuesday. Let me just go make sure of this. Let me just go make sure. So, we're going to... yes, it's on Tuesday. No, it's not. It's on Wednesday. South Africa versus Afghanistan is the first game, followed by Australia, Ireland, and England versus the West Indies. Great day of cricket. Afghanistan must win that game against the Saffers. And if Afghanistan win, then they would really, really like New Zealand to beat South Africa on Saturday, or they need New Zealand to beat South Africa on Saturday. If not, if South Africa win, it's really going to come down to a solid old fight in regards to the net run rate. The net run rate would be the one, because all three of these teams are going to beat Canada and the UAE. If not, then that they don't deserve to go through. All three of these teams will beat them. So this is interesting. If Afghanistan beat South Africa, which they have to do, then they need New Zealand to beat South Africa, and then they're through. But then if South Africa beat New Zealand, but obviously lost to Afghanistan, then that means it'll come down to net run rate. Yeah, it's very interesting anyway. It's very interesting right now. But anyway, guys, we're going to jump off. We'll see you in about 20 minutes' time for the next stream, which is England versus Nepal. Obviously, hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new around here. And I will see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Good stuff, Kev.